Hello everyone, and welcome back to the show. Now, most of you watching this are probably aware of the fact that, yes, I've been in YouTube drama. Yes, I know, it's bad to be in YouTube drama, I'm well aware, right? Now, for anyone that's new here, I always make sure to include timestamps. This stream in particular, once it's done, is going to be broken up into sections with timestamps, especially for any content creators that are, trying to go through this, that are looking for something specific. I want to make your life a little bit easier. Or you could just listen to the entire thing as a podcast, if you're watching the VOD. Or you could just watch the VOD with your eyeballs as well. That's right, everybody. Now, this is not something that I've been looking forward to talk about. I know. Crazy. It's, this is hopefully gonna be one of the last, I don't know, I guess, quote-unquote serious streams, or whatever you want to call it. Streams like this where basically, I talk about things that are serious and about YouTube drama. That is right, everybody. And I'm just gonna, hold on. I need to make sure that everything is working and that I'm actually streaming. Because if I'm not streaming, then that's bad. And I don't like things that are bad. I think good things are good and bad things are bad. Okay? I know. It's crazy. Anyways. I don't know if anyone cares at this point. In terms of, what I have to say. But hold on. Oh, I almost forgot to put my Streamlabs link in the thing. Donate here to support me. Alright. Here we go. Pin message. Alright, anyways. Where do we start? Okay, hold on. Oh god, my sleeve got stuck. God, I had so many things that I was gonna say to start out, and now my mind is blanking. Why? Why am I like this? Okay, anyways, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to be like this. I just am. Okay, anyways. You've seen the title of this stream, and I think it speaks for itself, okay? Yes, I do in fact need to change and grow as a person. And I'm willing to acknowledge that. Now, regardless of, I guess, oh wait, is my stream lagging? Hold on. Oh my god, I can't even start a segment properly. Hold on. Alright. It seems like it's fine, I think. Yeah, it looks fine. Anyways. Where was I go? Oh, right, okay. Yeah, anyways. You all have seen the title of this, and I think it speaks for itself. I think a lot of people watching this are probably aware of why I would title it this, and what is the best way to explain this? I guess I'll break it down into two main sections. The first one is going to be why I need to change, and then the second one is going to be how I intend on changing, the process to get there. Now, I could go over all of the, all of the shit that's being said about me, and talk about, oh, this stuff is true, this stuff isn't true, this stuff is kind of true but exaggerated or taken out of context. I'm not in the mood to do that. I don't think it's good for me. I don't think it benefits anybody. I don't see what the point would be, right? I mean, sure, maybe I fucked up a bit, but rather than talking about that, which is something that everybody else has seemed to already have talked about, regardless, I'd rather talk about something a little bit more useful, because I don't think apologies, especially on YouTube, are useful at all. So rather than apologizing, what I intend on doing is talking about what I intend on doing going forwards, for the most part. Hello, Astonishing and Lord Pasta Productions. I hope you're all doing well. But yeah, let's continue. Oh boy. So, first I want to start out with why I need to change. So, why do I need to change? Well, for starters, what I'm doing right now isn't really working, right? It's not working. It's not good. It's bad. I know. That's crazy. That being said, oh god, why can't I think clearly whenever I was, oh my god, I was thinking clearly before. Alright, I'm sorry, I'm really struggling with this. I don't like talking about myself. Well, I mean, I do, but not like this. Okay, so there's a few reasons I need to change. One, what I'm doing is clearly not working. It's killing my channel, it's killing me, etc., right? It's not going to get me success, right? It doesn't benefit anybody. Another reason is I think that... What's the best way of putting this? I think that it's bad for my mental health to constantly engage with all of this shit, I guess. I have a tendency to take things a little bit too seriously when I get really invested in hyper-focus, and when that happens, oh my god, I cannot think clearly. As soon as I started stream, it's like my brain turned off and said, no, you're not gonna talk about this. You're gonna shut up and be entertaining. Don't say things of value, you know, that have to do with yourself, or you know, say anything productive. No, but that's oh god, I can't do this. I cannot do this. Oh my god, I hate talking about serious things that have to do with myself. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. I'm sorry. This is painful to listen to. I'm aware. Oh boy. So regardless of, you know, the extent to which I'm wrong or whatever, right? At the end of the day, any action I take is going to have consequences. Regardless of whether or not they're warranted or not, they have consequences. And usually it tends to be the case that there are easy ways of predicting said consequences a lot of the time. Not always, right? Maybe you don't know exactly where the line is or what the consequences are, but you have like a general understanding usually, or at least most people do. I tend to struggle with that a little bit. But I don't think it benefits anybody for me to, I don't know, stir shit up. For instance, I don't think it benefits anybody for me to threaten people, even if they threaten me first. Maybe don't threaten them back, okay? Don't make threats against people that make threats to me, right? I'm the content creator. I'm supposed to be above that, or whatever the fuck that means, which I hate saying because it just sounds pretentious, and I don't know. I don't like saying that, but at the end of the day, I do have to be more responsible with my platform than most people, right? I've sort of learned that the hard way, right? I can't just say whatever the fuck anymore, right? I can't do that. I have too many people watching me for that, right? So I have to actually pay attention so that I'm and be more responsible with my platform. Another reason is because I think that the amount of backlash I get doesn't just negatively affect me or my channel. It negatively affects the people that watch me. So, not just the people that watch me, the people that watch and support me. I don't think the people that support me enjoy watching me have my mental health spiral out of control. I don't think they enjoy watching people, whatever, constantly talk shit about me, right? I don't think that that's something they particularly enjoy. I could be wrong on that, but that's my take on it. And frankly, I don't think that they deserve that level of toxicity directed towards them, because people do direct it towards them a lot of the time. Not everyone, but a lot of people have done that, and obviously that's not fair to them. So, oh god, hold on, I need to glasses cleaner on this, on the lens, make it look a little bit better. Sorry. All right, I think that makes it look better. All right, where were we? Oh boy. So I guess we'll move on to the next section of this or whatever. All right. So let me drink some water. I'm really struggling here. Jesus. Oh right, I know what I was gonna talk about. Underlying causes. So what are the underlying causes of me, well, spiraling out of control? Well, I think that there's a few, alright? Now, one of them, and I'm not sure how much weight this holds, right? And I'm not trying to use this as like, oh, you know, oh, poor me, I'm mentally ill, ooh woo, or whatever. Oh, I'm not an autonomous human being because I'm fucked in the head, alright? That's not what I'm trying to do here, alright? But around 2 months ago, I stopped taking my antidepressants. Now, for those of you who don't know, ever since I was around 13, because I was in 8th grade, I've been taking, well, antidepressants, specifically Prestique, or desvenlafaxine if you want to sound real fancy. So I would take 100 milligrams every day. That was until 2 months ago, when I decided, what if I just stopped taking them? So I decided to stop taking them, and at first, I felt fucking great. It was the greatest feeling ever. Yeah, my mind was so clear, there was no longer as much fog. The fog has seemed to come back a little bit, right? At least for this stream. But generally, my mind is pretty clear compared to how it was before, right? And I could actually feel things again, which was great. It's like, for so many years, I either felt nothing or kind of bad or really bad, but never really good, right? I only felt really bad, never really good. And that shit sucks, right? Like, when you never experience any good emotions, or when you do, it's like, oh, that's like vaguely kind of sort of nice, I guess, right? If that's the best you're getting, right? You can understand why that wouldn't be ideal or desirable, right? So there are pros and cons to me taking it or not taking it. So the pros to me taking it are, I'm more stable. I do think that in terms of actual decision making and being whatever, responsible or not doing insane shit, I think that it's better to be on it. I think it makes it easier to have good emotional regulation, though I still had poor emotional regulation even then. And it also decreases the magnitude of negative emotions, oftentimes. That being said, it also has its drawbacks. For starters, it makes me very repressive as an individual, right? It makes me repress all my emotions a lot. It makes my mind really foggy sometimes. It makes it harder to focus on stuff. I feel like I'm not as smart when I'm on it. I think, and by that I don't just mean in terms of, like, decision-making, but, like, in terms of, like, how good is my fluid intelligence? How well can I do schoolwork? Type of smart, right? I can't, I feel empty when I'm on it. Like, very, very empty, right? It's like I was so desperate to feel something, right? Because it's, the being in a perpetual state of feeling sort of vaguely bad most of the time is not particularly fun, right? So there's that. So what are the pros and cons of not taking it? Well, the pros of not taking it are mind is clearer, I actually feel emotions, and I don't know, it's just more fun, you know what I mean? However, the cons are that makes me unstable as hell. All of the really controversial shit I've done has been off my antidepressants, so that's not a good sign. It probably decreases my self-awareness because I'm emotional as shit all the time. And yeah, it's probably not good. So what is the solution? Or I suppose we move on to the next section, which is what do we do going forward? Well, that's a good question. There's a lot of things I need to do going forward to change and whatnot, right? One of them, and I guess because we're on the topic of antidepressants, would be to go back on antidepressants, but on a lower dosage, right? Before I was taking 100 milligrams, right? Now I'm taking 0. So when I was taking 100, right, I was not feeling enough, right? I was numb, and it was awful, right? Now I experience like very, very, very extreme levels of emotions, right? Like my emotions are extreme, I'm unstable, etc., right? So there's probably some sort of middle ground, right? So maybe 50 milligrams instead of 100. And so yeah, so maybe that's a good place to start. Another place to start would be just not doing certain things, right? Just don't attack people on the internet or be mean to them, right? Unless they're directly doing it to you first, okay? That, for starters, just that, right? If I'm going to go after another content creator, I should not do it in the comments section, right? It should be in a video, and they shouldn't know about me even existing before I make the video, right? Because then I have way more time to think about it. Then I have way more time to make sure that I'm saying and doing the right thing, that I'm not taking things too far, right? Now, another one, and I think that this is indicative of a broader issue with me, mental health-wise, is overreacting in terms of anger, right? Now, I've always been kind of an angry person, you know? Well, a very angry person, in fact. When I was a little kid, this was especially bad. It's still bad, right? But now I can control it, kind of, and only sometimes. But sometimes is better than never, right? Now, when I get angry, I tend to say and or do really stupid shit, right? Self-awareness just completely goes out the window. My system of morality goes out the window, right? I'm just fucking mad, right? And I want to do something about that. So what do? I do whatever the fuck I feel like, right? But that's not a good or a healthy way of going about it, right? So for instance, if somebody threatens to get my channel terminated, maybe don't elude that you might end up doxing them over it, right? Don't allude to that type of thing. It's like, okay, sure, they're threatening me and I'm threatening them back, but at the end of the day, I'm, well, the larger content creator. I have a much larger platform than they do. Even if a lot of people watch my shit because they dislike me, I still have a larger platform than other people, right? Not everybody, but certain individuals that, you know, maybe they're trying to fuck with me or whatever, right? Or maybe they are not the best people, right? Or maybe they've done some other fucked shit, right? So for instance, the person that that snatched the username Femyoz on Discord, right? Because I think that when they rolled out usernames, they gave some people the option to change it before others, which is fucking stupid. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea, right? So the person that took the name Femyoz, well, the reason I disliked them wasn't just because they took... I mean, sure, it doesn't help that they literally stole a username that doesn't belong to them, right? It's clearly my username. I came up with it, right? It's not theirs, right? The only reason that they decided to take that username was deliberately just to piss me off, right? That was obviously their intent, right? And they had done some other fucked shit, right? They had sent people gore, they images of dead babies. They've said some really transphobic shit to a couple people in my... I do specifically remember at least one individual in my audience. They were constantly harassing and berating and saying extremely transphobic shit to, because they were originally an admin in my Discord server. I don't even think they are anymore. I think they left. But they were originally an admin, and I think that they banned this individual for saying whatever, some really awful shit, basically. And then that's why this individual kept harassing them and misgendering them. They're non-binary, but they would just say he, him, over and over again, right? So, and it would just constantly insult this person. So I already disliked this individual, right? So that's that situation, right? That's my perspective. Now, there's a disconnect between that, which is what I see, what I know, and what other people see, right? So it might be the case that I know this is the case, and the other person who I was DMing knows this is the case. But as a content creator, I have to keep in mind that, oh yeah, people tend to leak DMs. It's bad that they do it, but that tends to be something that there are a lot of people that will do that kind of shit, right? Which isn't good, but you gotta expect it. You gotta, especially if it's somebody that you don't like, right? Now, I thought that, okay, maybe this person is willing to change or whatever, because, you know, I tried being nice and talking to them after a bit, because I'm like, okay, maybe they're willing to change if I'm nice to them, right? They weren't. And at the end of the day, what other people see and what they have to go off of, their perspective, and this isn't even a matter of honesty or dishonesty, they just don't have all the information, right? What they see is, oh, there was somebody that snatched a username, and Femyoz got so mad about it that they threatened to dox them and then leak that information, right? But in the context of you know, the really awful shit that they had said and done outside of the username thing, like the username thing was like the straw that broke the camel's back, right? And this person had also threatened to dox multiple people in my community, so it's not like this person is innocent, right? But again, these people, well, they don't know that, right? How could they know that? I can't expect them to magically read my mind to know that I'm telling the truth, right? That's not going to be a realistic expectation, right? Like, I understand, okay, people don't want to just take my word for it. That's fine. I get that, right? And at the end of the day, I have to be cognizant of the fact that regardless of whether or not I know, for me personally, that in private that I'm either right or wrong, right? That doesn't matter in the eyes of the public, right? What matters is what they know, what they perceive, right? Now, why does this matter? Well, this matters because it sort of illustrates a certain tendency I have, which is I have a tendency to assume people are going to be charitable to me for whatever fucking reason. I don't know why I make that assumption. It's a terrible assumption to make, but I guess it's because I try to offer other people charitability most of the time, unless they've said or done some really awful shit. But I don't know. It doesn't matter. Threatening other people doesn't automatically make you a good... Threatening other bad people doesn't Oh, I'm not saying it makes me a good person, right? I guess it would be less of a I guess it'd be less of a valid justification and more of just my reasoning, right? Whether or not you agree with my reasoning, I guess is going to be on the table. I'm not too worried about that. I'm more worried about, okay, what is the issue, right? What's the issue at hand? And what can I do to change going forward, right? I'm not here to be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, guys, I'll never do this again, ooh woo. I'm so sorry, and now I'm sad and feel bad. Like, that's worthless. That doesn't mean shit, right? What's up? I don't, like, this is why I hate the reason I hate apologies is because they don't mean anything, right? What means something is a willingness to change and improve. That's something that I think is meaningful. I don't think it's meaningful to just, I don't know, say you're sorry but then not do anything about it, right? I don't see anything useful about apologies. And at the end of the day, I have to be aware of how anything I do could be perceived in a negative light. And if it is perceived in a oh my god, I can't even speak, in a negative light, what does that entail for me and the people that care about me? Most importantly, because I care about the people that care about me. I don't want them to be, you know, emotionally invested in this channel or whatever, and then, you know, or in me, and then they see all this crazy shit, and it's like, they don't deserve that, right? That's not, you know. I need to change because I acted towards a 15-year-old. Anyway, I'm gonna pin my Okay, I pin my donation link every stream. I haven't asked anybody to donate. Like, or at least not during the stream. I don't know. I don't see the issue with it, right? Yeah, okay, there's a donation link in the pin message. Oh god, the horror, right? You know you don't have to you know, refuse donations to change as a person, right? You don't have to do that, right? Right, my goal here isn't to whatever. How do I describe this? I guess my goal here isn't necessarily even to make things right, quote unquote. It's more along the lines of, what do I do going forward to prevent harm from occurring in the future, right? Because I do think I've caused harm, right? Intentionally or not. And because of that, that's something that I want to avoid, right? And at the end of the day, you know, maybe I don't have the best judgment when it comes to these kinds of things, right? I have a hard time knowing when something is or isn't too far, right? Again, this isn't a justification. It's merely a reason or explanation, right? It's still not good, right? It's still something that needs to be, I guess, I don't know, addressed, right? But the way I want to address this isn't just acknowledging, yes, this happened, or being like, okay, this technically happened, but you see, it's actually, you got this detail wrong, or well, no, this is, you know, actually, this part is actually made up. But I could see why you would think that because of this. It's like, okay, I'm not in the mood to. I don't see what the point of that would be, right? People have made up their minds, right? They're probably not going to change their minds about me, right? The goal isn't to change everybody's mind about me. It's to change my actions, I guess, right? At the gym right now? Well, I hope you're having fun at the gym. I hope you're doing all sorts of good workouts. You have, like, the best hygiene. You always look so clean and fresh. Why, thank you. Well, I appreciate that. I will say that my hair does get dry. Because I'm trying not to wash it with shampoo every day anymore. It's difficult to get myself to do that. Because it's like, oh no. I'm fucking weird, okay? I don't know. I think it's an autism thing. Femyoz needs to focus on making good content. Drama blows over as long as you keep pushing forward. Yeah. Well, I think that... Well, I do think that I do need to change in some sense of the word, right? I can't just continue doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results or different outcomes, right? That's fucking insane, right? That is literally, by definition, insanity, right? Bro, all we want is for you to make videos. Why spending the time on making more enemies? So, well, I'm not trying to make enemies with this stream, right? The goal of this stream is just to make my intentions clear, so that people know why I'm not, gonna go on people's streams anymore, why I'm not gonna, whatever, talk about shit like this, right? But I have to almost wrap up the Femyoz YouTube drama saga, I guess. I don't know what else to call it, right? I guess to make sure that there's some sort of conclusive aspect to it, something conclusive about it, so that people aren't confused, right? So that people don't think that, oh, I'm gonna double down and keep doing the same thing. Now, that being said, I will be doing some things differently, right? In fact, let's continue. Is this a damage control stream? I wouldn't really call it that. It's more of I'm going to lay out what I intend on doing so that people can cite this stream and things I have said in this stream if I go off track. Because I have a tendency to do that, right? So if I try changing for the better, right? That doesn't mean that I'm gonna... Like, people don't change overnight, right? You don't go from being an alcoholic to not an alcoholic, for instance, in a matter of one day or whatever, or 1 week even, or sometimes it takes multiple years, right? For me, I want to make it as fast as possible, but I can't, sure, I mean, sometimes I'm gonna fuck up in the future, I'm sure, right? And I'm not saying this as like well, you see, I probably won't fuck up, but maybe I will. So if I do, it's more along the lines of, okay, realistically, because people don't magically change overnight, I'm gonna do some stupid shit at some point in the future, right? But I'm gonna try avoiding some of the really controversial shit, right? I want to avoid starting shit with people. I want to avoid saying some of the more, how would I put this? Some of the more insane shit. Like, well, I guess there's the ironic insane shit, but the unironic insane shit, I want to stay away from, right? The insane shit that isn't a joke, right? You don't need to change. Well, everyone needs to change, right? Femyoz needs to not fight with losers like mrow and... Oh, okay. I do agree that they're not completely, I don't know, like they're not innocent or whatever, right? Like they're not innocent. They just want to use me for content, right? That's really what they care about. They're not thinking about actual morality, right? They're just using the concept of somebody, you know, supposedly being a bad person or whatever as a means through which they produce content that people find interesting, right? I'm an interesting person to talk about, right? That's what matters to them, right? And because that matters to them, right? They're going to say things that are a bit on the exaggerated and extreme side, right? Because it's more interesting that way. You know, if you start talking about nuance, well, fuck that. You know? Because who cares about that, right? Now, something I think is interesting is I was on a stream, I think it was mrow's stream, and at the end of it, he almost seemed regretful. Like, he almost recognized that maybe he was also doing something wrong. Like, he almost started to okay, you know, maybe using this guy for content isn't a good idea, type of thing. Why were you on a stream? I don't fucking, because they asked me to join it or whatever, and then I joined. I'm not gonna join it, shit like that anymore, right? Unless it's to troll, right? The only reason I'll ever join in a stream, maybe deleting a stream is about, you mean privating it? Okay, the reason I did that, okay, the reason I did that is because they were talking about it, and then they said, "Oh, I'm gonna archive it." So then I just decided to private it out of spite, just to make it harder, just to make their lives harder or whatever. Commentary community is bad. Everyone in it is basically a cringe wannabe kiwi farm right now. The worst people try to get involved with. I mean, I don't disagree, right? Oh god, my camera's lagging. That's great. I love when it does that. It's my favorite. Oh, I know it's already archived, right? But it's just not a great thing to have on my channel. I will admit that, right? It's not a good look, bro. You know, it's not a good look. It's kind of cringe, I guess you could say. Again, my motive here, I mean, it's hard to say what my motive even is, right? Because at the end of the day, like, I want to be a good person, right? I don't know if I am or not, right? I don't think I'm a good or a bad person. I think I am somewhere in between, and I do good and bad things, right? But I feel like I've been hyper-fixated on more of the negative side of things, right? Something that I used to see a lot of on my channel that I don't see as much of anymore is people telling me that my content helped them. Yeah. So, oh my god, I lost my train of. Oh, right. Okay, yeah. Something that I used to see a lot of that I don't see as much of anymore, that I want to see more of again, right? I want to be able to produce this same effect, is people telling me that my content has helped them in some way, that it's helped them come out as either a femboy or trans or whatever it may be, that my Femboy Destroys Femboy Haters series has helped them gain confidence, because in that series I'm confident, right? And I don't take them, the people I'm talking about, seriously, right? That's the whole point, right? And then they enjoy that, right? And they're like, you know what, yeah, you can just make fun of people that hate femboys. That is something you can do, right? But now the main thing I get is, Femyoz, are you going to address the most recent drama for the 5 billionth time? You know, it's like, okay, clearly one outcome is more desirable than the other. I think you know which one is better, right? And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if my intentions are pure or good or not malicious, right? It doesn't matter. If the outcomes of my actions, even if it's just outcomes directed at me, my channel, or my audience, or people that would potentially benefit from my content, not watching my content because of my reputation, right? Those outcomes are bad, okay? So, I need to avoid that. Unplugging from personal drama is needed. Oh, I agree. That's why I'm not directly talking about specific drama right now, right? Because if I do... Oh god, what is happening? Why is the camera lagging? That's bad. It shouldn't do that. Uh-oh. What is happening? Hello, work? Autism curse? Yeah. Oh, okay, there we go. Now it's... Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna have it on in the... Alright, I'll turn it off until it stops lagging like crazy. Holy fuckamole. I hate when it does this. Anyways. I'm very sorry. Okay. Seems like it's done now. Nope, never mind. It's still a little bit laggy. Alright. We'll have to work through it, okay? Anyways. Yeah, no, the fact of the matter is, when I say or do controversial shit, I shouldn't just do it all willy-nilly. I shouldn't do it without thinking about it first, right? I should do it strategically. And I don't mean just, oh, you know, I could, I don't mean like the Acheeto comments where it's like half-assed and it's like, oh, if I start shit, then I can, have beef with this person, and then that beef ends up turning into this big debate stream or some shit, and then I make a video essay or whatever, right? It's gotta be, I make the content first before I do any of that shit, right? I need to, or at least I make some of the content, right? So it's like, okay, I know what I'm doing, etc., right? Like, because that's going to influence how I act, right? And, oh my god, the camera is so laggy. It's actually pissing me off. I'm very sorry about that. Anyways. Oh god, my thing keeps getting... Oh god. Look, I'm a professional streamer, guys. Oh my god, I have no attention span. I'm really sorry. I've been saying you need to make video. Oh, I agree. I do need to make more videos, and I will. Believe me. But that being said, the rules on Discord are shown after verification, not before. Maybe they are. I have no idea. I don't pay attention. That might be true. It would not surprise me. I'm very sorry if that's the case. But yeah. Anyways. Where was I going with this? Oh my god. I'm actually stupid. I'm dumb. Oh my god, I have no attention span. I hate talking about things that are serious in this manner. If I do it next time, I'm gonna have to structure it. God, I should have written a list down. What the fuck? Alright. You know what? Maybe we do that. Maybe we do that now, okay? Alright? Maybe we write a list. We grab we open the good old notepad or whatever the fuck, right? And then we write down what we're gonna be talking about. Maybe that's a good idea. Top 10 femboy outfits, part 2. Or, yeah, or I guess it was 7. Maybe we do an additional 8th one or something. That'd be sick. Oh, I haven't done a fit check today. You know what? Maybe this will make everything better. If I do a fit check, maybe people will be like, oh, yeah, it's actually a great outfit, right? I think it's a good outfit. What do you guys think? I think it's great. You can see my my very masculine physique and extremely pronounced man muscles. Oh my god. The thing is lagging. Sorry. What's your ethnicity? I don't know. It's just it's a clusterfuck of a bunch of things. It's like all of them. No, it's not all of them, but it's a lot of them. Too many to count. It's just a mishmash of a bunch of shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, sorry. Trans black, true. Trans black indeed. Yeah. No, Jesus Christ. Sorry, I need to drink some water. What the fuck? Oh, yeah. Right, sorry. I'm struggling today, okay? I'm struggling. This is hard for me. I don't like talking about this kind of stuff. I might make this into its own separate video, right? Because I think if I cut it up and then I take the most important parts, I think that would be a good video, right? OMG, it's Femyoz. It is. I mean, what are the main things that I did that were bad again? It was, I already disavowed that. That was, that wasn't as big of a deal as people are. See, that's the thing, right? Is anything I do, it's gonna be blown out of proportion, right? I have a tendency to, well, be a contrarian. And when people give criticism, quote unquote, that isn't fair or that isn't honest, or maybe they're taking a valid criticism, but then they're twisting it or warping it or exaggerating it to make me look worse than I actually am, right? That doesn't mean that I'm in the right. It just means that they are also in the wrong and I'm the same amount of in the wrong as I would be anyway, yeah, regardless of whether or not people talk about it, right? Because obviously whether or not something is right or wrong is not contingent upon whether or not people talk about it, right? That's what, he'll be fine, still in drama for it, yeah, it'll blow over, yeah. I might just private this when I'm done, because, I don't know. I just sort of want to make my thought process transparent, but that might make it worse, right? Because then people might talk about this in a way that's, like, that just makes everything worse or something. I don't know. But yeah. I don't know. I don't know, I think I just need to pay more attention to what I do so that I don't get canceled or whatever, right? I think it's one thing to be an asshole on the internet. I think that's fine. I think you can do that. I think it's another to, I don't know. Or am I can't even tell anymore, right? I can't tell if I'm right or wrong a lot of the time. It's like, or if I do something bad, I don't know how bad it is, right? I don't know if it's just, oh, that's like vaguely bad or it's really bad. So even if I can identify correctly, okay, yeah, I did a bad thing here, it's hard to say, okay, is this like as bad as people are saying it is? Or is it like, okay, it's not something I should do and I should avoid it, but it's not as bad as people are making it out to be. And I generally think it tends to be the latter, right? I think it's the latter. I think that people make a bigger deal of things than they need to, right? I think that specific details will deliberately get omitted from whatever the narrative is, and specific other details will be emphasized, right? Because they make me look bad, right? That's obviously something that people do, right? Because whatever, it makes the content more engaging, or at least that's their goal, right? Their goal is to entertain, not to be truthful, right? That doesn't mean their goal is to be dishonest necessarily. It's just their goal is to make the story as big and sensational and crazy as possible, right? And to say, oh, so basically what happened is there was this person who was threatening to get Femyoz's channel taken down. And then after that happened, Femyoz overreacted. And that overreaction was an empty threat, right? That wouldn't be, like, that's not as interesting as, oh my god, Femyoz doxes minors. They're this evil mastermind. It's like, that's a lot more interesting than, oh, there was like this one time where, there was this one stream where somebody accidentally leaked their face, right? And they were, whatever, 15 years old or whatever. Or were they 14? I don't know. I think that they said they were 15, but they were actually 14, right? Either way, it doesn't matter. Oh, there was some 14 or 15-year-old that leaked their face, and then Femyoz blurred it, and then, later, that same person kind of backstabbed Femyoz and nuked the server, and then Femyoz, out of spite, unblurred the face so that he could roast him, but then he went back on it and apologized because he also leaked DMs that talk about, like, really, like, personal struggles and whatnot, which was, like, shitty, and then apologized and disavowed it, like, 5 trillion times. That's not an interesting story, right? That's not content. That's not intriguing enough to make a video on, right? That sounds lame. That's boring, right? Why would you frame it that way? No, like, nobody's gonna care, right? They want people to care so that more people click on their videos. So how do they get people to care? Well, they get people to care by making a non-issue into a huge issue, right? They make a mountain out of a molehill. Now, is it good for there to be a molehill in my backyard? Nah, it's not. It's better if there's not one. And sure, if people criticize the molehill, I'll try my best to get rid of it, right? I'll get rid of the molehill, right? Or maybe it's a bunch of molehills. Who knows? But there's not a mountain in my backyard, right? I don't need to get rid of the mountain in my backyard. I need to get rid of the molehill, right? There is no mountain, right? I wish you weren't so addicted to drama because you have potential to be a good content creator. I agree. And this is gonna be one of the last, if not the last, stream I do addressing any amount of drama, right? The most drama, quote-unquote, I'll ever engage with going forward is most likely going to be either drama involving other people that I have nothing to do with, right? And debates, which I guess there can be a drama element to it, right? If it becomes blood sports or whatever, right? But that's the only drama that I ever intend on doing going forwards. I don't like talking about drama involving me, right? So, at the end of the day, something I've done, right, is I've shown that, okay, I'm not gonna do as much controversial shit, right? I'm still gonna be abrasive. Maybe I'm still an asshole on the internet sometimes, right? But not to the extent I have been as of late, right? So, and I'm also not gonna take things too seriously anymore, right? Or I'm gonna try not to, right? And there are a few ways I've showed this, right? I think maybe, and it might be bad that I'm doing this stream. I don't even disagree with that assessment, I guess. It could be very bad. That being said, this is something I still want to talk about, right? In fact, I think that at this point in time, I'm going to do this live on stream, okay? And this is something that I don't normally do. I don't like deleting old content, Don't worry, it's just gonna be community post content, okay? I'm not deleting videos. Probably. I did a community post where I don't think it matters that much that I did it. It's whatever. Or I did 2 of them. I already deleted one. Here's the other one. So the community post is the femboys who hate me versus me. And then here's a picture of one femboy who fucking hates me. They call themselves a femboy is what I mean by that. I don't mean that I think they're a femboy. But yeah, but this guy was talking mad shit, the guy on screen. And then this is femboy Acheeto, who also has talked a lot of shit about me, right? And then here's me, okay? Looking cute in a maid outfit, okay? Hell yeah. So, the reason I'm going to delete this, alright? Even though I think it's a banger community post. Don't get me wrong, right? But this isn't the direction I want to take shit in, right? This isn't where I'm trying to make my... this isn't the direction I want to go. So because this isn't the direction I want to go, right? If I'm gonna roast people, I should provide context first, right? In a video format, not in a community post. Fuck community posts, okay? I need to stop schizo posting in the community section, okay? We're gonna delete this, okay? It's all gone. Now, shit like this I'm gonna keep posting. Am I mentally ill? Yes, no, and then there are 3 options that say add option. And, the overwhelming... There's 140 votes. The overwhelming majority of people say yes. Only 66% say yes. 16% say no, and then everyone else clicked on add an option. But my most recent community post, I think, foreshadows the direction I'm going to take my content, which is a direction in which I don't take things so seriously. I still joke about whatever the fuck I want, right? Maybe the jokes are at my expense, right? I mean, hey, the best comedy comes from suffering or something like that. So my most recent community post, I think I posted this at at the middle of the night, 2 a.m. or some shit. I don't fucking remember. So basically, I saw a community post from vidIQ. Just remember, every successful content creator was in exactly the same position as you right now, at some point in their YouTube journey. Go out there, create, and be relentless. Now, don't get me wrong, I love this beautiful bald man, okay? He seems like a cool guy, alright? I'm gonna be real, right? But, I don't think this applies to me. But, yeah, I made a post saying, so my response to this is very true. Here are the 3 steps to YouTube success. 1, make videos. 2, dox minors. 3, profit. We all get stuck on step 2 at some point, right? I want to do more shit like this, right? Where it's not serious, right? It's just this whatever. It's like a shit post, but it's a good shit post. I think it's a good shit post. Now, some people might still say, "Oh, this is still bad optics," but my goal here isn't to maximize good optics or whatever, right? That's not my goal. Isn't just to have good optics, right? My goal is to be entertaining, right? And if I can do that instead of talking about this stupid fucking YouTube drama shit, it's like, holy fuck. That will be so much better. That will be a huge upgrade. So, what direction do I want to take this? Well, in a more comedic one. Maybe. I'm still gonna talk about some real shit or whatever. Either whatever I'm going through or things I care about. maybe I'll do another stream like this in a while, but, you know. Spends all day... See, but there are people that are worth making fun of, and, you know, I'm gonna make fun of them, right? So, for instance, there are some people in this very chat that are absolutely 100,000,000% worth making fun of. That being said, well, I think that, hold on. Yeah. I think I just need to stop taking things seriously, right? Because as soon as I do that, I lose. It's game over, right? It's also hard to know when other content creators are or aren't giving me valid criticism, because it seems like they prefer giving me criticism publicly and not privately. These people don't usually talk to me in private, right? The only reason they have me added on Discord is because I make good content for them, I guess, in a weird roundabout way, right? If I didn't, I don't think that they would even talk to or about me, right? Don't say sorry for making fun of femboy career. Oh, I'm not sorry about that, right? I just think that I need to have a good balance, I guess, of shitting on people and doing other shit. You know what I mean? I gotta focus more on the other shit. Because if my goal is constantly just whatever, doing or saying negative shit about people or to people, right? That's not good for me, personally. It's like, I can't do that indefinitely. I don't just want to talk about things that are bad, right? Because comedy goes beyond just finding things that are bad and making fun of them. I mean, sure, that's part of it sometimes, but you are very cute. Why, thank you. But yeah, it's like, so for instance, I think a good example of where I did some good and some bad was with the Acheeto stuff, right? I don't think I did, you know, all the, I don't think that, I think I could have done better with that. You know what I mean? I think it started off kind of rough with the comments. I think that I was a little bit too extreme with those jokes. I guess they didn't come across as jokes to some people. People took them seriously. And I mean, I guess I knew that that was going to happen, but still. I didn't know I was going to get the amount of backlash I got or whatever, right? No, I was kind of, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, where was I going with this? Or for instance, with the stream where it was like a 6v2, it was me and Jalen versus, Acheeto, Optimus, who else was in it? Sensitive Society, I think, was in it. I think Tomdark was in it. I don't know, he was a little bit more neutral, but who was Nick Diorio in it? I think Nick Diorio was in it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of a different thing, a different stream. I think Boblax was in it. Maybe I'm thinking of a different stream. Sorry. But there was one stream where it was like a 6v2 debate. I do remember it was a 6v2 debate, right? Now Jalen isn't really that good at debate, right? She's kind of bad at it. So obviously I had to carry, right? Now, something I've heard, something people have told me, something I've seen people say, is that I did really well in that, right? I was at a huge disadvantage, but I looked a lot better than Acheeto. Now, the reason was because, well, I wasn't being schizo or over the top or any of that, right? I was just talking like a normal person. You know what I mean? And because I was being calm, and rational, while Acheeto was just saying dumb shit, right? I looked a lot better than Acheeto did, right? And I saw people being like, how the fuck is Acheeto losing to, like, how the fuck is Acheeto and his whole friend group losing to Jalen and Femyoz, right? Now, obviously, if I wasn't there, I think it would have just been people dogpiling Jalen. But because I was there, right, because both me and Jalen were there, I think that made things a lot better. Now, that's an example of me doing something right. An example of me doing something wrong would be, I guess, let me think. Oh my, the fact that why am I struggling to think about this? I know I've done something, right? I had to have. I'm not even doing this as like a bit. I know for a fact I did some things wrong. Fuck, what did I do wrong? I'm sorry, I genuinely cannot think of what it was. I cannot come up with specific examples. I don't know why. Dox people, but I would never dox a kid. Yeah, well, Femyoz is just coping, not even reing the criticism. You're actually insane. This is a major cope session. Well, there's some good and some bad that I've done, right? I'm not, evil or amazing, right? I'm somewhere in between, like most people, right? Maybe I'm more on the bad person end of the scale, right? But that doesn't mean I'm evil. You didn't leak feet pics, that's what you did wrong. Yeah, no. I think my indecisiveness was something that I did wrong, right? I think something that I sort of fucked up on was, I think that I was, I don't know, what's the best way of putting this? I don't think I was able to make up my mind. Do I keep going forward with this, or do I just drop this whole Acheeto thing, right? Like, I was contending with the sunk cost fallacy, right? It's like, well, I've already sort of put effort into beefing with this guy, right? But I don't think this is good for my mental health, if anything, right? And not being able to commit or say, well, yeah, fuck this, I don't want to do this anymore, I think is sort of what killed it. I think that that's what ruined it for me, more than anything else, right? I mean, sure, the Acheeto comments were in poor taste, right? I don't think I've ever said they were in great taste, unironically, right? Yeah, they were in poor taste. I mean, that was kind of the fucking point, right? They were meant to be offensive. People were supposed to get angry, right? But there's a disconnect, right, between what I deem to be my reaction in theory, right? How do I plan on reacting versus how do I actually react, right? And those are not always the same, right? Because sometimes my emotions cloud my judgment. Sometimes my emotions change things. Sometimes it's good to act on your emotions, and other times it's bad. It's really going to depend on the circumstance, right? Even little drummer is disgusted by your actions. That guy's the biggest simp of your... No, you're sadly... Well, he is disavowed a lot of the things I've done, but you have to keep in mind, he started out as a hater. Like, he came from the Acheeto stuff. He did not like me at all, right? He started out by hate watching my streams. But then the more he watched my shit, the more he realized that there's nuance to it, right? It's not just Acheeto good, Femyoz bad, right? It's not that simple, right? And I think once he started watching more of my streams, I think he had a change of heart. Because even though he started out by hate watching me, he realized, okay, I'm not malicious, right? I don't want to be a bad person, right? I am willing to change, I just don't know when I should change or when I should stand my ground and be contrarian, right? That's a really hard decision for me to make. I struggle a lot with that, right? And it's not just because of the autism thing, right? Because I'm aware of how certain things might be perceived. But what I struggle to make distinctions between is when there's whatever social norms that I deviate from, and some people get mad over it, right? But at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. Who cares? Versus instances where it's like, oh, like I'm actually fucking up here, right? Because at the end of the day, you do need some external feedback to understand the way you're perceived in the world and the way in which your the way in which your actions affect others. Oh my god. I could not spit it out. Right? There needs to be a balance. And figuring out which criticism is good and which criticism is bad is very difficult, right? I'm not somebody that wants to base what I believe off of popular opinion, right? And because that's the case, I can be a bit of a stubborn motherfucker sometimes, right? You better give me a really good fucking reason for why I should stop doing something before I stop doing something, right? You can't just say, it's bad. How dare you do this? And then exaggerate the details and then leave out any of the details that make me look less bad, right? That's one of the reasons I double down, right? I mean, sure, part of it is I have a massive fucking ego sometimes, right? Other times I'm insecure as shit. And I just fold like a chair, right? Now, part of this is, well, this goes back to the I stopped taking my antidepressants thing. Not good. Hey, Femyoz, is it true that you doxed someone? Kind of. It's complicated. Morally, yes. Technically, I don't know. I think technically I didn't. But I don't think it matters because at the end of the day, right? What happened is there was somebody who accidentally leaked their face on one of my streams, right? Not intentional. They didn't mean to. So I ended up blurring it out of the VOD, right? Then they nuked my server. Then I unblurred it and roasted their appearance out of spite, right? And then I leaked all of our DMs, including, you know, information, not personal information like an IP address or a house address or anything like that, but as in stories, I guess, that he's told me that are personal. I leaked those. Things that he's insecure about. I leaked that kind of shit. And that was fucked up. I should not have done that, right? And I've disavowed it like 5 trillion times, right? And I think that it's fair for people to not want to trust me because of that stream. Sure, I deleted it. I went against it. But from your perspective, I mean, how are you supposed to know if the reason I did it was I genuinely realized I fucked up, or I was doing damage control and didn't want to deal with the backlash? There's no way that you, as an outsider, can know what my intentions are. You can't read my mind, right? And if I tell you what I'm thinking, it helps, but again, from your perspective, you don't know if that's truthful or not, right? Why would you trust me, right? You don't have a reason to take my word for it, right? And I get that, right? Trust has to be earned, right? And I think that that's perfectly fair. I think there are valid things you can criticize me for. I wish that people would give me criticism in a format that is more constructive, right? Less about drama, more about improvement and rehabilitation, right? How can I be better in the future? They nuked your server because Natty Forsyth was... Yeah, that's a bad reason. Either way, I've apologized to the dude. I genuinely, and I mean fucking genuinely, alright? I genuinely fucking feel bad about that shit, okay? What's the best way to put it? I don't know. I don't even think he's a bad person, frankly. I think he did a bad thing, but I don't think it was fair for me to basically fucking traumatize him. Because I feel like that's basically what I did. I fucking traumatized the kid by putting everything out there that he didn't want. And for the few people that have that stream archived, I'm glad that they're not gonna use it maliciously. I'm glad that it's only people that are against what I did, that are against it as a fundamental concept, and probably always will be. But, like, even knowing that there are people that have, well, that shit archived somewhere, the fact that technically it's possible for people to find all that shit, because, like, I don't know how many people archived it, right? Sure, I ended up deleting it, but I don't know how many people have it downloaded or screen recorded, right? Because I don't know who has it, I guess, it's like, I can never know, you know, is this something that will be used to fuck with the dude in the future? Because I hope not. I seriously hope not. I don't think it will, because whatever. I have a smaller audience, right? And I would disavow it. Same as how I've disavowed myself, but it's like I feel bad. And at this point, even though he did I think the worst part about it is that the punishment doesn't fit the crime. And not only that, but if, let's say, I was a huge content creator and I did that, right? If, let's say, my channel had already blown up or whatever, right? Let's say that, whatever, I made this channel like a year ago, but let's say within the first half a year or something, I think, or by the time the whole situation ended up occurring, right? In that time period, if my channel blew up and I had, like, whatever, over 100k subs, and I had hundreds of people watching my streams, like, that shit would be out. Like, first of all, that shit would absolutely 100,000,000% be out there forever. There would just be people that would archive it, right? Like, just too much. It would just be too large of a sample of people, right? Tuning in and out. And how would I know what those people's intentions are, right? What if I ended up having 1 million subs by then? What if something crazy happened? The YouTube algorithm had just, like, let's say at that point, the YouTube algorithm promoted my content so much that I was getting millions of views per video, and I had 500k subs, and I was getting 2,000 concurrent viewers per stream. Would I have acted differently? In all honesty, knowing me, knowing myself and how I view myself, I hate to say this, but probably not. I mean, I would now, right? But if, let's say, that situation hadn't happened, and I hadn't done something like that before, and I had 1 million subs or views per video, whatever, you get the point. I genuinely believe I would have done the same exact thing. So, if it has to happen, I'm glad it happened, you know, without me. I'm glad I don't have 1 million I would honestly rather, you know, have my channel be the size it is now than for it to be the case that by then I already had a huge channel and then I did that shit. Even if my channel remains huge, like, that shit would be out there forever. And there would be people that don't have good intentions that would archive that shit, use it against the person that the stream was about. And that's scary to think about. So I would rather just have my channel be the size it is now than have that happen. Where am I going with this? I don't know. But the point is, I do kind of agree when people say that I don't deserve to grow a large platform, or it's good that you know, that my platform isn't growing that fast. And you know what? At this point, I'm starting to agree, right? The reason I agree is because of that fucking exact situation. That exact situation. I think I overestimate my judgment sometimes, my ability to make decisions. Other times I underestimate it. A lot of the time I have decision paralysis. Obviously wasn't an issue there. Wish it was. That'd be great. You're just repeating now? I'm sorry. The point is... No, we're moving on. We're moving on! The fact that you didn't know doxing is bad. See, but I didn't consider it... Well, I consider it morally the same as doxing, right? But when I did that stream, I didn't think of it as doxing. I'm just like, you know what? This person fucked me over. I'm gonna do it back to them. That was my mindset. You know what? If you want to backstab me and betray me and my trust, then you should be perfectly fine with me doing the same exact thing. That was my mindset, which is fucked up. That shouldn't have been my mindset. And looking back, yeah, that was fucked up. I missed the old Femyoz. Wait, what? Okay, what was the old Femyoz? How long ago were we talking? You mean when I was doing debates? When I was... Broken record? I'm sorry. You're one of the most annoying... Well, I'm not too worried about being annoying. I know that I'm annoying. That's fine. I don't care. That's the least of my worries. Well, I don't care if... Well, I don't care if it's technically illegal or not illegal. I'm not saying it's right. There's a reason I've disavowed it, right? But I was responding to something that somebody else said. It's like, no, my thought process is a little bit more nuanced than that, right? That doesn't change the actions or the outcomes of the actions, right? Because again, I'm a consequentialist, so it doesn't fucking matter what my thought process is, right? Unless it's being used to predict future actions, right? Or to avoid ones. You're not annoying, honey, don't li- Well, it depends. Okay, I'm not annoying to everybody, but I'm annoying to some people, I'll admit. Imagine being a normie fan right now, seeing drama streams one after another. Oh, God. No, you're right. I should stop with the drama streams. I should go back to debate. Right? I think that a sociological concept that I think is really interesting and that I think almost applies to me in many instances is the idea of desperation. More specifically, think of it as like the funnel of desperation. So at the beginning of the funnel, so for instance, I think a good analogy is like a very obese person trying to lose weight. So at the top is the widest part, right? So that's, the most common things. Go to the gym and exercise, try a diet, etc., right? And then as you go down the funnel, you get to more and more obscure things. Like these things didn't work, so now we're going to go a little bit further. And eventually, you get to a point in the funnel where it's like it's like such a, like it's insanity is what it is, right? And at that point, you're so desperate that you're willing to try anything, right? So, I just, and I wonder if this applies to me being desperate for attention or desperate to grow my channel. Because at the end of the day, I've said and done a lot of insane shit, right? And that's not good. I know, saying insane shit is bad sometimes. That's crazy. I'm out? Alright, we'll see ya. Oh, you have more exercises to do? Fair enough. So, what do I intend on doing? Well, I think one thing that I absolutely need to do, just 100,000,000%, is I need to have additional things that I do outside of YouTube, other hobbies. It doesn't even have to be offline. It can be online, maybe, right? I could go back to being a Minecraft PvPer, right? And that would probably be better than what I'm doing right now. For myself, at least, right? For the world, I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, doing different things helps put things into perspective, right? If you only do one thing and you hyper-focus on it, you become, well, fucking insane because you're only looking at what you do through one lens and nothing else. And if you only look at life through one single lens, whether it be through just the lens of debate, or just the lens of YouTube, or whatever the fuck, if that's the only lens through which you process information, you're not going to go anywhere in life, right? You need to be able to look at things through different lenses, right? And I got to a point the other day. I'm not saying this to get people to feel sorry for me, right? That you'll understand why I mention this, right? So I got to a point where I was extremely depressed, quite recently, actually. Not due to anybody else, not anybody's fault but my own, okay? My fault, okay? And I decided, fuck it. You know what? I'm just gonna go on Minecraft servers and do PvP. I don't even care if I'm dog shit right now at the game. I just want to PvP my emotions away, right? It's an escape. And I'm realizing that, holy shit, what I need more than anything else is an escape that's not an addiction. And if I can do escapism in moderation, oh boy, that will help a lot. Because that's the thing, is it's like I almost went down a rabbit hole of not caring about being an honest, open person. I was, starting to get to a point where I was like, does it even matter if I tell the truth? Should I even care? Or should I just do whatever benefits me or whatever the most, right? Because what would the harm be, I guess, right? Well, the harm is you're not trustworthy if you do that, right? I almost fell down a rabbit hole of habitual lying again, right? Now, I've moved on from that a long time ago, right? I used to be a habitual liar specifically to my parents, right? Just to avoid conflict, but still a habitual liar nonetheless, right? And it was interesting because in person with my parents during COVID-19, I was a habitual liar, and I would say, yeah, I did my homework just so that they'd get off my ass, right? I hated COVID, by the way. I just, the whole virtual online learning thing, I could not stand. It is just so boring, I couldn't do it. I don't have the attention span, right? So I would lie to avoid conflict, right? But then what I'd really be doing is Minecraft PvP, and then, well, they kind of picked up on this kind of quickly because they could hear the clicking noises, and I'd be like, oh, well, I already did all the work, and I'm listening to the Zoom call, I'm just looking at this visually, but I'm still learning the material, right? But really, I was just engaging in a form of escapism, right? That was the point, right? Now, what's interesting is while I was a habitual liar at the time, to my parents, to avoid conflict, in-game, it was like the complete opposite. It's like I was doing both, right? Where I refused to, I like, there were people that were like, that would whatever, closet cheat, lie about closet cheating, etc. I refused to even auto-click, right? I refused to lie about a single thing. It wasn't auto-clicking. It was, I'm not ever gonna auto-click or cheat on my main account, right? Maybe I'll go on an alt and fuck around, right? But other than that, I'm not gonna closet cheat and pretend to be good, right? So I'm just gonna play legit, right? And it's like, I really, really fucking valued that while I was doing that. And sure, this might be a cringe example. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, oh, great, you're talking about the importance of not lying about closet cheating in MCPE. Ah, great. Wow, you're such a good, virtuous person, Femyoz. Congratulations. But the reason I bring this up is because I guess my refusal to lie, my constant willingness to just be completely honest and upfront, I think made me feel better about myself. I think it made me happier. I think it made me have some sense of self-worth, if you could even call it that. I mean, sure, it's me PvPing my problems away and ignoring reality, right? That was why it was a problem. That's why I quit. That's one of the main reasons. I didn't just quit because the game got, well, I mean, sure, the game did kind of die, but I was willing to play if the game was dead. I would just teach people how to PvP. If there's no competition, create the competition, right? And that's sort of what I would do. So, the real reason I quit was because I was doing it way too much. I was overly invested in making PvP montages. I was overly invested in being the best legit player, right? Whatever, it was loser behavior. I wasn't going out and doing anything, right? But is this any different? No. I don't think that me constantly engaging in dumb YouTube drama is beneficial in any way. Every time you say you're not a bad... Wait, did I say I'm not a bad person, or did I say that I'm not good or bad, I'm somewhere in between, right? I'm not saying I'm a good person either, right? I'm saying, oh my god, this is a great frame. Oh, wow, look at... Oh, never mind. I was going to zoom into the frame that the camera froze on, but seems like that's... Yeah, it's not an option anymore. Oh, darn. Anyways, where was I going? The definition of insanity is this stream. You are so right. I couldn't agree more. But yeah. Anyways. These streams equal, Minecraft PvP montages at Femyoz. No, that's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is that when I hyperfixate on stuff, it is bad. Hyperfixation bad. That's the point I'm making. I need to do multiple things and have multiple things I care about, right? Not just doing multiple things, right? Because technically, I'm doing multiple things, right? I'm doing this and balancing it with schoolwork, right? But I don't enjoy schoolwork. That's not a fun thing for me to do. It's like, oh, whatever. I do it because I have to, right? That's, you know, I guess I don't have to do college, but yeah. What's the alternative, right? I mean, I guess I could work not a 9 to 5, a full-time job. But play Minecraft. Yeah, that's the thing. Is I need to care about things that are completely disconnected from each other, right? Minecraft, you know, me playing Minecraft and my reputation in that is so different from everything in commentary. Right now, there are going to be times where people that know me from Minecraft will start watching my new shit, and they either like it or they don't like it. It's kind of a mixed bag there. But I have completely different reputations and ways of going about things in these different worlds, I guess, right? In the world of Minecraft PvP, I'm pretty well respected. You know, there's some people that don't like me or whatever. There's some people that think I'm annoying because, whatever, I called out people for closet cheating on certain... That's the thing, though, is I wouldn't always call out closet cheaters. Like, I only did it when they were, like, really blatant, or if they were doing it in a ranked. Okay, if you're doing it in a ranked, or if you're being toxic, right, then it's like, okay, you don't get to be toxic and say I'm bad when you barely managed to beat me on my first fight on while you were blatantly closet cheating, okay? Don't think that I can't see the difference between a good player and a cheater, right? But yeah, and there are people that are chill that closet cheat, so it's like I'm less likely to call them out, right? I'm not going to defend them and say they're legit. I'm just going to be like, okay, I don't care. So there's that sort of realm, right? And then there's the realm of YouTube and, at this point, commentary, right? And in this realm, if I don't do something, right, I think there's a good chance I become, whatever, seen as a lol count. There's some people that see me that way. Now, these are people that don't actually watch my content more often than not, right? Or people that misuse the word. But that doesn't entirely matter, right? It doesn't matter what I'm actually like. It matters how people perceive me. Well, in some sense of it. Because that's the thing. Is if my reputation is so fucked to the point where, like let's say, whatever, I just keep scaling up the extent to which I do dumb shit or whatever, right? And it just becomes worse and worse over time. Like, if I keep outdoing myself in terms of doing and saying stupid shit on the internet and getting backlash for it, right? Well, that would be bad, first of all. Secondly, fuck, I was making a really good point. Oh, right. Right. Yeah, that's right. Like, if that keeps, even if I make good content, who's gonna bother giving me a chance to, taking the time of their day to watch it, no matter how good it is? No one will click on it. They'll see the channel is Femyoz, and that's the name of the channel. And they'll be like, well, no, I don't want to watch that. Fuck this guy. I heard so many bad things about them. Right? And, you know, so, what can we conclude today, other than my camera's fucking laggy as shit? Oh, wow, this is a great frame. It's like a character still. Yeah. It's like you can zoom in, but the thing is frozen. It frozen, okay, there we, wow. It looks very nice. Wow. Isn't this just quality content? Yeah, it sure is. Love this shit. Hell yeah. Now, where was I going with this? Holy shit. That was a lot. That was a lot. And, am I ever gonna release an apology video? Fuck no. That's, no. I'm not gonna apologize to anybody. Well, well, there was one instance where I, like, genuinely, like, big time fucked up. And then I felt like I needed to, because it would be morally bad for me not to, right? Because it's like, okay, I genuinely fucked this person over type of thing, right? Other than that, though, it's like, okay, this doesn't warrant an apology. This is just, okay, I need to change my approach a little bit, right? Regardless of whether or not you think my approach is morally good, bad, or neutral, that doesn't, I guess that doesn't determine the outcomes, right? You may be of the belief that either A, I did nothing wrong, B, I did everything wrong, or C, that I did some things wrong, but people make it into a bigger deal than it actually is, but those some things are still kind of bad and should be avoided. I'd say that I fall into the third category, right? That's how I see myself. I've done some bad things, right? A lot of them have been exaggerated, and certain details that make me look not nearly as bad have been omitted. People will exaggerate and stretch the truth, whatever, right? Doesn't mean that I was in the right for, say, disproportionate responses. Now, one last thing. There's a certain... I don't like that my camera's lagging. Other than that, though, we're doing great. This is a difficult stream to get through. I'm sorry. I think it's perfectly valid for people to call me out, right? But that doesn't mean that it's good or even okay for them to stretch the truth, exaggerate, or omit important details. You can still say, oh yeah, it was bad that you doxed that person. But I think at that point, you're almost obligated to elaborate what happened, right? Because genuinely, labeling somebody as something isn't very productive, right? You can label anybody as anything. It doesn't mean it's true. It doesn't mean it's false. It's a label, right? And it seems like once you have been labeled something, it sticks forever, right? Even if it's based on something you've either disavowed, something that's been stretched, something that's been exaggerated, something that, whatever it may be, right? People will forget the situation and they'll remember the label, right? I think that the perfect example of this, well, there's a few examples of this happening, right? Take James Charles for instance, right? And the Toddy Westbrook situation. Now, I'm not a big James Charles fan. I think that they ended up doing fucked shit anyway, but this is separate, right? The original, the first thing they got canceled for was fucking stupid, right? So originally, it was James Charles wants to have sex with straight men or some shit like that, right? And it was all over whatever, the James Charles promoting a brand of vitamins that were competing with Toddy Westbrook's brand of vitamins. It was the dumbest shit ever. But it went from, oh yeah, he said that he's attracted to straight men, like, a lot. That he really likes straight men, right? And then that got changed to, you know, he's sexually harassing straight men, right? And then that changes to, I think it was originally, whatever, him, whatever, being over, what was the claim again? Oh god, it's been too long. I don't remember internet drama. Look, I'm not defending James, right? I'm talking about the original reason he got, like, the first time he got canceled. It was for a bullshit reason, right? There have been reasons since then that aren't bullshit, but the original reason was pretty shit. Yeah. So it was yeah, you're right, Gabe. It was originally originally it was, oh, you know, he likes closeted gay men that identify as straight in public, and shit. To, okay, he's trying to convince straight men that they're gay somehow, and then that turned into, he is, sexually like, he's, sorry, yeah, it turned into he's, whatever, a predator or something. I don't know. There were labels. I think the label that was used was whatever, sexually predatory, some shit like that. And then what stuck was the label. That was what was sort of thrown at, right? People forgot about the details, right? That's sort of the point I'm trying to make here. I'm doing a terrible job right now. I hate talking about this kind of shit, right? Now, you shrink the truth, do I? I mean, maybe you disagree with me on certain things, right? Or maybe you think, personally you think, that I don't think it's as big of a deal as you think it is, right? But that doesn't mean that I'm, whatever, shrinking the truth. That doesn't even make any sense. That doesn't, or downplaying it, I think is the word you were looking for, right? I'm giving my perspective. Don't try weaseling out. What am I weaseling out of? Giving nuance is not weaseling. I don't... You are blatantly lying to all... What am I lying about? Name one thing that I've lied about this stream. Please, enlighten me. You said that... No. When I said that I probably quote-unquote doxed... No. What I mean by that is, morally, I think what I did was on par with it. But I don't know if it meets the technical definition, right? But that it doesn't matter, in my eyes, if it meets the technical definition, right? So, again, I like having... Like, if people are going to use labels, I'd like them to be... whatever, semantically accurate, right? Not just, oh, you're morally on par with this thing, or you know, you did something that's morally basically just as fucked up as this other thing, right? But saying you are this thing. And again, I'm not a big fan of labeling, right? Hell, there's a reason why during the 6v2 debate, with, you know, it was me and Jalen versus Acheeto and his whole gang, right? You know, it was them versus me and Jalen, right? We were outnumbered or whatever, right? You may have noticed that at no point did I ever specifically label Acheeto as transphobic, or label anybody as transphobic for that matter. Because labels hold some sort of power. And this power is the power of this is what you are, and it's going to be treated like an immutable characteristic that cannot be changed, when in reality, if somebody is, well, transphobic, or a transphobe, I'd rather just say, okay, they're being transphobic, right? Not they are a transphobe, but they're being because that, what that describes is a behavior. And behaviors can be changed, right? So rather than treating it like some sort of immutable characteristic, this is what you are, and you are what you are, right? And that, therefore, you are a bad person because you are this thing, right? I don't like that. I think that that's a bad mindset to have for anybody, including people I disagree with, people I despise even, right? I only reserve the label of transphobe for the worst of the worst, right? People that outright say that they hate trans people. Again, I think it's much more productive to criticize somebody's behavior rather than their character. Because if you criticize their behavior, that is something that they can change, right? If people decide now, there are instances where it could be both, right? But you might be criticizing somebody's existence, them as a person because of their behavior, right? That could also be the case. Hell, I've done that sometimes, right? But I try to avoid it. The reason I try to avoid it is because it's not productive, it doesn't change anybody's mind, etc., right? You're not going to change my mind by saying, Femyoz, you're a bad person. Well, what the fuck does that mean? Femyoz, you are a doxer, right? Rather than, hey, Femyoz, I'm not the biggest fan of you. I think you've done some really shitty things. Here's my take on it. I think you've done some really fucked up shit. I think you need to stop doing this. I think that you've engaged in doxing. I think that you have crossed way too many lines. I hope you can fix this, because this shit isn't okay, right? You're still holding me accountable, right? You're saying you fucked up. Here is a list of the fucked up things you did. Don't do it again, right? Not, you are this thing, but these are your behaviors that need to change, right? Because I'm not going to change who I am. I'm going to change my behaviors, which may inadvertently change who I am to an extent, right? Because, whatever, who you are as a person is influenced by your behaviors and vice versa, right? But telling somebody to change as a person, or that they are a bad person especially, does not actually, encourage them to change, right? Now, I'm somebody who is a stubborn motherfucker, okay? You've probably noticed this by now. Who is a bit of a contrarian, okay? Now, I'm especially contrarian when it comes to negative reinforcement. Now, I'm not saying that you can't give me negative reinforcement if I do something bad. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not immune to criticism, okay? It doesn't mean it's wrong to criticize me. But what I do mean is when people take this overly, I guess, aggressive and angry and I don't know if I'd go as far as to say hateful, but sometimes it does feel like, okay, yeah, people hate me, right? When people make it a personal attack, right? My inner contrarian is like, well, fuck, I'm not gonna take anything you say seriously, right? I'm just gonna shit on you for saying this shit, right? So even if it stems from legitimate criticism, it's hard for me to notice, oh, there's legitimate criticism behind this, because I'm focused on, oh, they're personally attacking me, which is bad. I don't like being personally attacked. Therefore, I personally attack them back, right? That's where my brain tends to go by default, right? Now, I think there's also a difference between personally attacking somebody or I guess, how would I put this? I don't want to do viewer call-ins. Because, like, that's the thing. Or, not right now. I will next time I stream, right? This is gonna be the last stream where I talk about any of this shit, unless some new shit gets said, I guess. Maybe I don't want to. So, I probably won't, even if people continue talking about me, right? I don't want this to be a forever back and forth between me and commentary YouTubers. Femyoz, remove the phone verification on your server so I can actually join it. So the reason we have that is to prevent people from ban evading. That's the main reason. We let me hop on call. All right. I suppose I could do that. Cuz like that's the thing is I'm not opposed to changing behaviors, right? So if you frame it like that, you're more likely to convince me. Sorry, I have to roll up my sleeves so that my thing doesn't get caught on the mic arm. Okay? Alright. Yes. Alright, anyways. I need open Discord. Discord. Alright. Okay, Mr. CB2. Mr. CB2. Where are you? It seems like you are in the general VC. So what I'm gonna do is join that, okay? Hello? Hello? Oh, fuck. The audio's fucked. God damn it. Wait. Say something again. Shit. Oh, wait, I think I know how to fix this. Hold on. User settings. Voice and video. Output is gonna be... No, the other one. Wait, which one? This one. Yeah.
Hello?
Okay. Hello, now I can hear you. Sorry about that.
Cool. Sick. Okay, so I'm not fully caught up with what's going on. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. I just know of the more recent stuff. I don't know what statements you've made on this stream. Really, I haven't been paying attention. But what is going on? Can you describe? Like, give me a little recap here.
Yeah. So, long story short, I'm here. I think that there's some valid criticism against me. I think that some things are blown out of proportion. A lot of things, actually.
So, the Zrummy stuff. What is your take on the Zrummy stuff?
I think I overreacted, but it's blown out of proportion, right? So my take is, okay, this is something that I don't intend on doing again, right? Because, okay, I should do...
Well, that's what you said with the last 15-year-old that you did dox, right? And now you're threatening to do it again.
Wait, no. No, wait, hold on. No, I've already disavowed that, right? Yeah,
you disavowed that, but then you threatened to do it again.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, like, that's the problem.
Well, okay,
no.
You said you're not gonna do anything, shut the fuck up. Alright, we need to do a one-on-one call. Alright, shut the fuck up. I'm not gonna have a bunch of people join my server and then...
Yeah, no, I gotcha.
Yeah, hang on.
If you want to go onto the stage...
Alright, yeah. Let me start the stage, because this is fucking AIDS.
I also have a few questions, too.
I don't care. Alright, hold on. It plays a weird song. Alright, start stage. Okay, alright. Sorry. I should have just told you right away, right off. Okay, there we go. Anyways. Where were we? Okay, so the reason it's different is because, again, there's going to be a difference between threatening to do something and actually doing something, right? So if I threaten somebody because they so for the, again, I already kind of...
I get what you're saying.
Wait, let me finish. Let me finish. Okay. So I've already explained this to the stream, but I'll briefly explain it again. What happened is... Zrumi threatened me by threatening to get my channel taken down, and I threatened him back. It was whatever.
You know Zrumi is a massive troll, though, right?
I don't know too much about him, right? I think that he didn't seem like he didn't seem like he was trolling. He just seemed like he was, you know.
Well, he's either a troll or a legitimate like degen. Like
I think he's a legitimate. I think he's a
no
legitimate degen. I genuinely believe he's a legitimate degen, right? Whereas the other situation, it's like, okay, I actually did do like the bad thing, and I've since, you know, disavowed it, said, okay, this was really fucked up. I'm not going to do this.
Okay, but do you see how your disavowalment holds zero weight because you go and threaten to do it again? Like,
Hold on.
I don't...
Wait, hold on. Do you think it is the same? Do you think there is no difference between threatening to do something after
No, I
somebody
think there's
threatens...
a difference, but I don't think that your disavowalment holds any weight now that you're threatening to do it again.
Hold on. I threatened to do it again because I was pissed off, right? That doesn't mean that I'm actually going to do it again, okay? It was 2 empty threats against each other. That's basically what it boiled down to, right? He made an empty threat, I made an empty threat back. That was all there was to it, right? And again, at the end of the day, that is completely different from, well, the previous situation, right? And what I'm saying on this stream is, okay, sure, I overreacted, this was bad optics, I shouldn't have done this, right? That doesn't mean that I feel bad necessarily for Zrumi, or that I'm gonna apologize to him or anything like that. I don't think he deserves an apology, right? Because he came after me first, right? So I'm not gonna apologize to him.
Okay,
but what I will say is that going forward, I don't intend on okay, this is bad optics, all right? Even though it feels great to say in the moment, don't do this, right?
Yeah, it feels great to say that you're gonna dox a 15-year-old dude.
Well, if he's threatened me again, like, it's about the framing, right? You're framing it in a way where it's like, oh yeah, let's just ignore the actual context behind it.
Okay, well, I don't watch your streams religiously. Okay, I understand that. I've had interaction with Zrumi, I've had interaction with you, and I know Zrumi is a troll, or at the very least, what he says holds no weight. He's not gonna get your channel taken down. You know.
So again, it's 2 empty threats. Again, you know.
It's not an empty threat from you because you have a past of doing this, dude. You have legitimate issues where this has happened before.
And what information would I have on Zrumi? Oh wait, I don't have any. Now again, I agree that I shouldn't have said that, okay? It was bad that I said that. I agree, okay? That being said, I don't think it is even close to being comparable to the initial situation.
That I want to ask you about.
Okay, what is it?
Okay, it's in my downloads. It's gonna take me a sec to pull up. Hold on. Raul DM'd it to me and deleted it, dude. Hold on. Let's see.
Because I'm not really here to talk about it from the lens of YouTube drama. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested
to talk about your
here's the thing, right? I'm not interested as much in what did I do that was bad. I'm more interested in, okay, what do I do going forward? Okay, what are things I want to avoid? What do I plan on doing going forward? I think that that's way more useful than saying, this is bad. You know, I did this bad thing.
Okay.
Here's why it's bad. It's like, okay, I already know, okay, things like this are bad. Don't do these things, okay?
Here, I'm about to stream my screen.
Now, what I intend on doing is going forward. So that's what I'm really here to talk about. I'm not interested in oh, what did you DM in the past? Or whatever the fuck.
Okay,
right?
Well, I have screenshots here. I want to know your opinion on it. If this is real in the first place, and
can my opinion just be I don't care?
No,
I just don't. Yes,
because
yes,
in this it's allegedly you're
extorting
a 15-year-old dude.
Unless you want to say something, no. Again.
I mean, if you look at these screenshots, okay, so supposedly the story, from what I've heard from a couple people.
Hold on, let me look.
Okay.
Yeah, I did not send that.
Okay. This is. Let me explain the context.
Because if I did, then surely you would have a screen recording, right?
This was coming from a a third party. This isn't like my account that you're DMing me. I can't exactly.
I'm not. Wait, hold on. I'm not accusing you of fabricating shit. I don't know who the fuck.
I know you're just trying to.
Because it's pretty easy to do, right? All you have to do is make an alternate account on Discord, make the PFP the same one, and then make your display name the same, and then take screenshots without showing the profile.
Speaking of display name, dude, I talked with the real Femyoz, dude. He's pretty chill, dude.
No, he's not.
He's pretty chill, dude. From what I interact, he's kind of cool.
He's not. He's not.
He's the real Femyoz, dude.
Damn, that's hilarious. You got the whole squad laughing.
Dude.
No,
dude.
No.
Okay.
Honestly, yeah, fuck that person.
Are you gonna show these screenshots on stream or no?
I don't think that like, okay, yeah, well, wow. Oh, that's crazy. Look, there's Oh, you just stop showing it.
Here it is. Sorry.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. There's screenshots.
Screenshot of you allegedly. So the story goes is that you were in meetings with this person.
No.
Okay.
Wrong.
This is the story.
Wrong.
Right.
Screenshots.
This is the story that I get told.
No, I'm not done yet. Screenshots of someone pretending to be me are not the same as screenshots of me.
Okay. I'm telling you the story that I heard for the context of these screenshots. So allegedly, there was a individual that you guys got in an argument or something like that. Whoever this is blocked you, and so you followed up on your Leroy's account, right?
No.
And so this is where this is the story that I was being told. This is the context that I know. Okay. This is you talking about basically wanting $500 via PayPal, either through Streamlabs or whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. It says PayPal or Streamlabs.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, no. Yeah, there's a reason that whoever the fuck this is can't provide a screen recording, right? Generally, if somebody sends screenshots of something, the best way to verify it, before whatever, making it public or whatever, is ask them to screen record it, right? If they can't screen record it, then it's probably fake, right? Now, I'll admit when I do something, right? Because if I do something fucked up, let's say, right? I probably don't think it's fucked up while I'm doing it, right? Again.
Okay. Yeah. No.
I will admit that my ego is quite, it's a bit on the large side, So if I do something, I'm
depending on the night, yeah.
Yeah. Usually, unless I'm like, okay, this was bad, in which case I'll be like, okay, this is a bad thing I did. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. Or okay, yeah, this was fucked up. Or I'll double down, right? But that neither is going to be the case for this, because these are clearly faked. I'm retarded, but I'm not that retarded. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. I understand. It's just something noteworthy, of stuff that's come out. I don't know. I just thought I'd bring it up.
Why didn't you show it? Okay. I can show it again if you want. Yeah, just.
Yeah, I'll scroll through it slowly. You guys can get a screenshot if you want. I don't care. Yeah,
I'm it's.
All I'm saying, I trust my source with this.
Why?
I'm taking you. I'm taking you. I'm also considering your. I'm not making any opinions on this. I'm just saying that I trust my source with it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. You need to get a better source.
I need to get a better source. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, anyways, are you ever gonna get the your account back, the Femyoz tag back, dude?
I don't know, man. Discord did kind of a shit job. Oh wow, you I see.
Dude, I'm in the stream chat, dude.
Dislike.
No, it says 0 dislikes, dude. I'm not here. There you go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. I know.
Smash like. Anyways,
smash like. Well, fuck you.
Sorry, my bad. I didn't. Shit. Fuck. Damn it. Okay. Well, anyways. Oh,
Anyways,
Morale's
is
in
there-
chat.
is
He said,
there-
"When did I argue with a fake Femyoz account?" Dude, I want Morale in here. I want to talk to Morale. I love Morale.
Well, is there anything else you want to bring to my attention? So...
Not really. I'm just chilling.
Okay. All right.
I wanted your take on it, so.
Yeah, I understand. I understand the concern. Anyways, looks like Colossal is crazy is raising their hand, so I'm gonna move you to audience and talk to this person. Okay, hello.
Why do you justify doxing earlier in your stream?
Did I?
Yes, you did actually.
Did you even watch the stream? I literally said.
I am actually watching the stream. I am.
Okay,
watching
how
the
did
stream,
I?
actually.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
watching
How did
the
I
stream.
justify it? No, how did I justify it?
You said it's not more technically doxing.
No, that was not a justification. That was just me trying to be semantically accurate. All I said, all right, is that, and I quote, "I'm not sure if what I did technically constitutes as doxing, but it doesn't really matter because morally, I think it's on par with it, if nothing else." I don't know what I would classify it as, right? It's kind of the line there is kind of fuzzy, because, okay, it's like, okay, well, technically, they leaked it by accident on a stream, but then I blurred it, but then I unblurred it later out of spite. I don't know, and like, I don't know if I would say leaking DMs is necessarily doxing, but I think it was shitty, if nothing else. Now, it could be doxing. I don't know if it, but again, it doesn't matter. What matters is that I did something fucked up, and that I shouldn't have done it, right? But I'm not defending those actions, right? But people...
Yeah, but the problem is that you did it out of spite. That's the problem. It was a blurred face right there, and then as soon as you...
I agree!
That,
Wait, you're acting as if I haven't already said, yes, this was bad, I shouldn't have done that. You're acting like I've been sitting here this whole time being like, well, no, actually, it was actually good that I did that. It's not actually bad. It's good. They deserved it. Like, I haven't been saying that, right? I've been saying the opposite.
Yeah, well, then why would we just an apology then?
The reason what?
Why would you make an apology then, mate?
Make an apology? Wait, what? I already apologized.
Why don't you make it you said earlier you're not gonna make an apology because...
No, I said I wasn't going to No, I said I wasn't going to apologize to Zerumi, okay? And when I said that apologies aren't worth... Shut the fuck up. When I say apologies aren't worthwhile, what I mean by that is public apologies. Apologizing to people directly, I think, can actually hold some sort of value sometimes, right? Depending on what the situation is and who you're apologizing to. I don't think it benefits anybody to do a YouTuber apology, right? I don't think that does anything. That's not productive. So again, how about instead of you deliberately misconstruing the shit I'm saying, like as if this is some sort of own, maybe actually pay attention to like what I'm saying rather than just waiting to hear words that confirm your already existing bias.
No, you did not mention Zerumi. You said one person that you were gonna apologize to, and you didn't even specify who you're gonna apologize to. If you're gonna apologize to...
Wait, I already... Whoa, hold on. I already apologized to the person whose face I leaked. I already apologized to them. Why would I apologize publicly, first of all? For what? The Zerumi situation? I don't care.
Valid L's, what about the other person?
Oh yeah, let me apologize to Valid L's. Yeah, let me apologize. Yeah. Let me apologize to Valid L's, who has outed trans kids to their transphobic parents. Yeah, I better apologize to them.
Is there evidence of that? Mrow has told you that he looked far wide. He couldn't find a lick.
Yeah.
A single lick of him.
Yeah.
He couldn't find shit, mate. He literally couldn't find shit.
I don't think anyone disagrees that this has happened. So.
What didn't happen?
Like, this is just common knowledge that, like, these are things that Valid L's has done, right? So again, It's common knowledge, first of all. Secondly,
No.
I'm sure there is.
I could.
It's like you're getting. It's like valid L's is not like an actual, I don't know, human being, right? Or at least I don't see him as
He's
such.
an asshole. Yes, I will agree.
He's
What he
not
does-
worth
what he
moral
does is
consideration.
he's
Now,
shitty.
what I will say is, okay, don't do that because it's bad for optics, not because I think it was a big deal. I think that that's the main reason not to do it. That's it, right? It's just because it makes me look bad. That's the only reason I would ever not, like, that's the only reason I would avoid doxing somebody like Valid L's, right? But I don't think Valid L's is worth moral consideration.
So
like,
what do you say? Are
I
you trying to say that you feel that it's bad to dox him, or that it's not bad to dox him, or that you're just sorry for that?
None of the above. I said that I don't think it was that bad, if at all. But the reason I won't do it in the future is because I don't want to make myself look bad, right? So that's why I won't do that. That's
Alright,
what I'm saying.
What about those DMs of you like saying that you're gonna extort like a kid? For,
Oh
like,
my
saying
god,
that-
I literally explained this like 2 minutes ago. Those screenshots are clearly fake.
How?
What do you mean how? Am I guilty until proven innocent?
Because you
Like,
literally
what
said
do
that
you
you're
want me to
gonna
do? Do you want me to, like, zoom in and analyze each individual pixel to see, oh, where was this, like, or do you want me to, like, what do you want me to do? I don't know how to, like, what do you want me to do?
apologize. It's literally that simple.
Apologize for
Apologize
something
to
I
the
didn't
people.
say? Like, what are you talking about?
Apologize to
Apologize for
apologize to
fake.
the people that you
I'm not.
completely
No.
overreacted.
No.
You
Wrong.
doxed
No.
people.
Nope.
You told people
Nope.
on your server to harass people right there. You literally went
Okay.
on the live stream
No.
on MRow's
I'm not
stream,
going.
and
No.
you're gonna
I'm
fucking
not
no,
going to
you're gonna
apologize to
fucking-
Zrumi. I'm not apologizing to Zrumi, who threatened to get my channel taken down. That is an insane position for you to take. You're actually fucking brain dead. Holy shit.
How am I brain dead? I'll tell me that.
Because you want me to apologize to an actual retard who doesn't deserve that.
it
He's the
doesn't
one.
even matter.
No,
Like,
he's
Zrumi
the one that
literally said
initiated the
same shit to me.
conflict. He was trying to stir shit up, and he again. Maybe I overreacted. That doesn't mean that he deserves an apology. It just means that, okay, don't do this in the future. That's what that means. That's all it means.
Yeah, but that's not non-apology. That's non-apology.
No,
You're just
I
like,
don't
"Oh, I'm
owe
just gonna
anybody
avoid
an
it and just move
apology.
on." You don't owe anyone an apology.
No.
So you're not gonna
Like,
apologize
if
to the actual
Well, if
people
I've-
that you
wait,
doxed. You're not. You
Hold
said
on.
that.
There was one instance in which, yeah, it was bad, but I already apologized, right? You usually owe like one
who was that?
apology. What?
And who was that?
The one that what do you mean who?
Specify who are you sorry to?
The one that I leaked the face of, right? I already apologized to
Okay.
them. It's like you don't have ears. It's like you don't know how to do I don't know, active listening. Maybe that's a skill you want to learn.
Maybe it's a skill for you that you actually have to actually not take criticism.
Asserting that fake screenshots of things that I never said are true is not criticism. That's called lying.
How was he lying? How was CB2 lying about the screenshots? How was he lying about that?
Hold on, I'm saying that you're lying, right? Now, CB2, I think, was misinformed, but it seems like you're acting as if I haven't already explained that what's like I it's like did you watch the stream or not? Because it seems like you haven't been paying attention. If you have been, right? Have you been
I
paying
haven't watched the
attention?
stream, and all I've been seeing is you justifying doxing. That's all I've been seeing.
When did I justify doxing? You're
You
actually
said
fucking
it's
brain dead.
not morally like and
Oh, for valid L's. Oh yeah, better defend valid L's.
I do not like valid L's. What he says is shitty. But that I wouldn't go as far as to doxing the fucking guy. I wouldn't do that. That is the difference between you and me.
Well, he goes out of his way to start harassment campaigns against innocent trans people,
Where?
and is outed on Twitter, and is outed many fucking trans kids to their transphobic parents. Okay, that he has done that. It was on his Twitter. I don't know what you want me to tell you, but at the end of the day, I don't know why you would care if I did something that negatively affects valid L's. Like, do you
It's not
seriously?
just Valdez, it's the other people.
Okay, so then stop bringing up. Then stop saying that. No, shut the fuck up, you inbred degenerate piece of shit. All right, I'm talking. All right, I'm not done yet. All right. You said that I was justifying doxing in general. Okay, just in general, right? But then, when I asked you for an example, you brought up the Valid situation. But then, as soon as I explained, okay. But who gives a shit about valid L's, alright? He's not worth moral consideration. He's not a person, right? Morally, I don't think it's a bad thing in that specific instance. The same way it wouldn't be morally wrong to dox somebody that posts videos of them abusing animals, okay? I think that would be based to dox somebody like that, okay? I'm not gonna lie, right? Doxing animal abusers is based, okay? So I think that it's morally similar, maybe a little bit less extreme, but still. The other two, I have not defended. Maybe the Zroomy won a tiny bit by me saying that I don't think he deserves an apology, but I've still said that, okay, I overreacted and it was disproportionate maybe, and that I shouldn't have said it. But again, I don't think that, like, who would benefit from that apology? Seriously.
Your audience? They know that you actually
My
care.
audience.
They know that you're actually sorry about that. That's
wait, sorry. Wait. Why would I be sorry? Wait. Why would I be sorry in that way? Why would I be sorry rather than just, you know? Because I think that there's because to be sorry, like, and what do you mean by showing that you're sorry? Like, what the fuck do you mean by that? That could mean a lot of things.
Actually apologizing, saying that I actually fucked up, actually tell your audience what I actually did, show what you actually did, and saying that you're sorry.
Like I haven't already shown or explained what I did and disavowed the bad things while defending the neutral or good things. Yeah, no, I haven't already done that. And again, whether or not I apologize to somebody that clearly doesn't deserve an apology, that clearly instigated everything, I don't think that holds any weight. I don't think it's relevant, right? If somebody makes an empty threat and then I make an empty threat back, right? That doesn't, like, they don't deserve an apology. That doesn't mean that I'm in the right. Just because somebody doesn't deserve an apology doesn't mean that I'm in the right. You know that, right? Just because I did something that was bad doesn't mean that you don't have to apologize for every single bad thing you do. You can just not do the bad thing again. Well, it's very simple.
Yeah, and you did it again. You doxed.
Wait, no, wrong, no, threatening to dox, wait. Do you think that threatening to dox somebody and actually leaking somebody's face and leaking DMs, do you think that those are morally equivalent?
They are equivalent because
they're equivalent. So wait. You think? Wait. Dude, wait. You don't realize I don't think you realize how stupid you fucking sound. I don't think you realize how stupid of a position. Oh yes, threatening to dox somebody is exactly the same as doxing them. You're a fucking idiot.
You doxed one person.
Oh my god, you are an actual fucking moron. You are so brain dead. You are actually beyond fucking retarded. Holy shit. Yeah, no, I'm moving you back to the audience. Holy fuck. Oh my god, what a retard. Holy shit. Oh my fucking god. He genuinely believes that threatening to do something and doing something are equally bad. So according to this guy, if you threaten to kill somebody, that's just as bad as actually going out and doing it. Like, that's an insane fucking position. Acting like they're the same thing. Like, that's insane. You can say that they're both bad, right? But again, the reason that the Zroomy thing was bad wasn't because I care if it negatively affects Zroomy, necessarily. It's just, okay, maybe it was disproportionate, right? Right? It's like, okay, maybe don't do it. It's not a smart thing to do, right? Like, yeah, it's like, I don't know, like, whatever. Finding, like, I don't know. I just think that it's very dishonest. I thought that the last caller was like an okay dude. I thought they were chill, but they're actually not. They're quite dishonest, right? It's like they say one thing, and then I explain why they're wrong, and then they say another thing, and I explain, and then they go back to the first thing, even though I already explained why it's wrong, and then they sort of just moved on from it and didn't make a counter argument. Then they move on to the next point, and then I explain why it's wrong, and then they move back to a previous point that they never made a counter argument for, and then just restate the proposition that they made earlier that I already explained why it was wrong. Like, who benefits from that shit? Alright, alright, who the fuck is this? Oh shit, my sleeve got caught. I hate when it does that. Ugh. When is my sleeve ever... Oh, God. The thing that sucks about these sleeves, these fishnet sleeves, is they always get stuck on my mic arm. Okay, anyways, who the fuck is this person again? They look familiar. Alright, I'll invite them to speak. Holy shit. Alright, what do you want to talk about?
Alright, so first of all, I'm not here to, like, have an argument per se, or, like, debate, really. It's more just general questions I have regarding you. Like, I don't really have anything against you, or the content you make necessarily. I first discovered your YouTube account, and when I did look you up one time, it showed a bunch of, like, negative videos came, and I just wanted to hear your perspective regarding these issues, and, like, the whole controversy.
Yeah, I've been canceled like 5 trillion times so far. So essentially, some criticism is valid, though usually exaggerated a little bit. Some of it is just made up, and some of it is just twisting the truth by omitting important details or context that makes me look more reasonable, because it's like, fuck intellectual honesty. You know, the goal is to do YouTube drama, not to provide an accurate summary of events, right? So I get that, but at the end of the day, people will exaggerate, lie, twist the truth, etc. And that's generally what you're gonna find, right?
Right,
They'll take things out of context. And then instead of explaining the actual context, they sort of just selectively remove that from their brains. And then they create new context that makes me look bad, right? Like, that's sort of what they do.
Right. Yeah, well, I mean, personally, like, the best advice I could really give you is, like, try not to have their words or, like, actions have that much of an impact on you. Because, like, me personally, I've gone through this growing up, and, like, the best advice I could really give is to, like, try to make sure that you aren't, like, feeding into it too much. Because, like, you don't want to give them the attention they want, or you don't want them to, like, pin you as, like, a lol cow or something, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to have that reputation, if anything.
Yeah, and this is why this is going to be one of the last, if not the last stream I do talking about YouTube drama related to me, because at the end of the day, I'm not enjoying it particularly. It's like I don't have the time or the energy to constantly argue with people over whether or not blatantly faked screenshots are real. It's like, what do you want me to do? I don't know how to prove that a screenshot is fake. I know it's fake because I didn't say those things, but how the fuck am I supposed to prove that? All I can say is, okay, if they're real, then provide me with a screen recording. Oh, wait, you can't because they're not real. But, like, that's all I can say. But then they have the standard of guilty until proven innocent, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, really, the best advice I could give them, like, is, like, I would definitely suggest maybe after the stream, like, to take a break from, like, the YouTube sphere in general, like, in order to collect your thoughts again and come back, because, like, there's a lot of other things you could, like, focus your attention to also, without having to worry about, like, the negative impact that other people's words may have, or, like, people, like, picking on you for no reason. And, like, honestly, I just say, do what makes you happy. Like, if there's something you really want to get back into, or, like, want to learn something new, you would have the perfect time to do that, or even start new content even.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I talked about earlier in the stream. This is mainly, I guess, again, like, this is the last stream I'm doing, talking about this kind of shit. after this, I'm not engaging, right? And I haven't been like, other than this stream lately, I haven't really been engaging that much. The most engagement I'll do is like, I'll see somebody says some shit about me, and then I'll make a joke, right? I won't take it seriously, and people have getting
Right.
mad about that, but it's like, I don't care. It's like, what do you want me to do? Have a mental breakdown on in a voice chat or something? Well, it's like, okay, well, I'm not gonna do that. That's stupid. Why would I want that?
Right. And like I could totally understand that too, because I'm coming from this situation where like I'm not really aware of most of the stuff. So like at least from how I'm seeing it, it's that like I feel like that people are trying to get like a huge reaction out of you, especially with like the debates and everything. And I feel like the best thing for you, if anything, would in order to like push those things away is to basically either take that break that you need or like focus on a different form of streaming content, whether it's something that isn't super reactionary or like even gaming or something like that, really. If you really
Yeah.
do want to stick to streaming.
Yeah, I probably will stick to streaming, and I'm also gonna make more videos more often. That's something I intend on doing. I know I keep saying that, but I'm actually gonna do it. Okay, don't you worry. I mean, there was whatever. I didn't really stream in at all within the last 5 days, and I've just been thinking about shit, not taking shit seriously, and I think it's helped a little bit, right? It's not fixed for everything. It's not a end all be all, but yeah, I think I don't know, I might also make some sort of like new rule on for debates where it's like, okay, if you're going to debate me, it has to be something I care about and also not YouTube drama. I don't care about YouTube drama. And it can't be about me personally, I guess, right? So this is sort of like
Right.
the last time I'll engage. The final I don't know what I would call it. The final retard stream. I don't it's just cuz I don't know, at the end of the day it's dumb shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, definitely you should take that time then and also like try to, and especially for like debates too, like you brought up a really good point, like having that rule system in place where like it doesn't spiral out of control, nor do people have like the ammunition to use against you, especially if they're out to get more reactions, like negative reactions, like of you raging or anything like that to feed their um energy or whatever. But like I really do think that would be the best choice in order to not only save your own well-being and like mental health also, but also to make sure that like you're not having that false image about yourself where people are like, oh my god, look, this guy's the next lol cow or something like that. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, cuz it's like my opinion on all of this is, am I perfect? No. Have I done some bad things? Yeah. Should I avoid doing those things in the future? Yeah, if for nothing else, from, at least for my own sake, right? But again, uh, acknowledging nuance, or admitting that, yeah, people are like complex, and they sometimes they do bad things, and sometimes other times they do good things. That's not entertaining, so people don't really do that.
yeah, well, at the end of the day, just like I said, just do what makes you happy and try to take it easy because like you really don't want to again have it be more detrimental if anything, you know.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah, but like as you said, yeah, I mean you have a lot of good points and stuff too, so maybe after the stream you'll be able to explore and enjoy other stuff also.
Yeah. Like this is the stream where it's like, okay, this is the final time I talk about any of this shit. I explain my side of the story, actions I did in the past that I either agree with, disagree with, or am indifferent to, and then that's it. I'm not gonna do anything beyond this. This has gone way too long.
Yeah, I
It's like I
totally get
can't,
that.
yeah, like I can't move past any of this or forward if I keep engaging. So
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like, okay, people have told me, like, or at least some people, like, you know, as genuine advice, they're like, okay, pivot your content and the way you engage. And I'm like, okay, I agree, I will do that. But it's like, it's a difficult process. It's like, for me, it's like, okay, but then people are saying more and more shit about me, and it's like, okay. And then it's like, oh, great, now people have, you know, it's, I don't know. I'm not gonna address everything anymore. But
Yeah, like I can kind of relate to that with like people saying like fake shit about you and all that, but like
yeah,
as I
like
said
like
too,
fuck,
like
I
it
like I think
does get overwhelming. Yeah.
I think one of the worst ones in my opinion, not in terms of whether or not it makes me look bad, but just kind of a fucked up thing to accuse somebody of, is I've been accused of suicide baiting. Why have I been accused of that? Because in a community post where I was venting and prefaced it by saying, "Hey, by the way, I'm going to be venting, so don't read it if you're not interested in that." I think I said one thing that was hyperbolic, or like, yeah, you know, content creation is one of the few things that doesn't make me want to literally kill myself, right? It's like, yeah, that's a hyperbolic statement. I am not literally saying that oh, but then people twist that and they're like, oh, Femyoz is suicide baiting and threatening to kill themselves if they can't be a quadrillionaire on YouTube. It's like, well, no, that's not what I said at all. It's like, I think that's the perfect example of how morally bankrupt most of these people are.
Yeah, like that's definitely another thing too. Like it's honestly best to ignore these types of folks because like obviously they're trying to get a reaction out of you, and like try to focus on like that community of people you have that do know you for who you are, whether it's like
Yeah.
IRL friends or like internet friends. Just try to like take a break from this like general community sphere in general, and like maybe try to connect more with like your IRL friends, whether it's like you see them at work and school, anything like that, basically.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Like in general, like this is a new thing for me, right? But I'm somebody that whatever. For the vast majority of my life, I felt pretty invisible, right? It's like, okay, nobody cares I exist. Nobody gives a shit about what I think or want. Nobody gives a shit about me in general, or takes me into consideration, or my feelings into consideration. Not even part of the equation for anybody, right? And it's like, growing up like that, it's like, you know, I do have a tendency to crave attention. So if I'm getting attention, it's like, holy shit, I better give attention back. I'm finally getting attention. It's like, now obviously it's not good attention, right? So because it's not good attention, it's like, okay, well, I don't feel very good. But it's like, I still feel like, okay, it's attention. So I need to engage with the attention. It's like, I don't know, like, I didn't used to get attention, so I don't know how to deal with it now. Now that I get the attention that I oh so desperately wanted, in a weird way. So it's kind of this cruel irony of, okay, yeah, not you oh, you want attention, bitch? Here's your fucking attention. You know what I mean?
It's kind of like this weird like reverse FOMO in a way, where like you really want to know like what's going on, and like you want that attention even if it's super negative, and like you just have that fear of missing out on that sort of stuff.
Yeah. It's like, I feel like no matter what I do, though, like, under most circumstances, it's like, I feel like I don't matter. You know, I think that's what it really boils down to, is me not mattering. At least when I'm beefing with, like, large content creators, at least you know, it's like, well, large content creators are interacting with me, so, and they're, like, making videos about me, so that means that I do matter, right? The things I do matter, you know? So it's like this unhealthy cycle, and it's weirdly reinforcing.
Yeah, and like I then like as I said before too, like I definitely think that you should definitely like focus more of that time towards your like closer circle, like your IRL friends, where like you are able to get that attention, but it's not in a super negative or detrimental way to your own mental health, you know? Like where you're able to have like positive connections or even like super positive interactions with them too.
Yeah. I think something else I can do, because I know I see Jalen in chat. We're friends. She's a YouTuber, by the way. But yeah, we're friends. I think something that maybe her and I should do is, like, before saying some really out there controversial shit, maybe like saying it to, just like confirming, like, is this gonna like fuck, like, am I gonna get fucked if I say this, basically, right?
You
Is
should
this like
yeah.
because it's like you sometimes when it comes to things that you have any level of emotional attachment to, or you're directly involved, or whatever it may be, right? You're not going to have as much self-awareness. But what you can do is you can see, okay, well, look at I can observe the other person, and be like, it's interesting, because I've actually given Jalen advice quite a few times, right? I think I at least I hope it was helpful, right? Even though
Yeah.
I'm arguably like way worse at doing this kind of shit than her, right? She's better at dealing with YouTube drama than I am. She's better at ignoring it than I am, at least, right? Part of that is gonna have to do with experience and age, but you know.
Yeah. Like I definitely do agree that's a really good idea, having that friend that you can like talk to and make sure that you aren't saying anything that's gonna like come back to you in a negative way. And like also knowing like if it's not something you're gonna regret, especially. So I think that's definitely a really good idea to have that friend
Yeah.
that you can talk to and make sure that like your words aren't going to harm anyone or anything like that.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Jalen says, I get impulsive and emotional, and I throw out all sense of what's right and wrong. So that's why I say crazy shit. I get consumed in black and white thinking. Yeah. Like, I relate very heavily to that. It's like, when I get, like, whatever, emotional, it's like, I'm not thinking, well, you see, the utilitarian argument for why it is actually bad for me to do this is because the net suffering is going to be increased over the net pleasure. It's like, okay, I'm not thinking about that. It's just I go into monkey brain mode where it's like, I am angry. I say mean thing now. I say angry stuff. It's just, you're not really thinking about it, right? It's more of like a, oh yeah, it's something I do instinctually almost. It's a fight or flight response in a way.
Yeah, like I mean, I feel like everyone has that, especially like when you let those feelings bottle up, and like obviously people do have these feelings come up, and like it's a totally normal thing too. But at the same time, I do feel like having that friend to like help you out, or even having like those healthy like coping mechanisms to it, also works out really well too. Because like I've had these things also, like I've been prone to like bursts of anger before, and like just knowing how to formulate my thoughts during these times, or like try to get the negative thoughts out, have really helped me out a lot. So
No, I get that. I get that. I mean, yeah, I think pretty much everything you're saying I agree with. I think it's solid advice. Is there anything else you want to say? Because I 100% agree that, like, yeah, it's pretty easy to get whatever into this.
Not at the moment. No, I mean, I do have a few questions, but I think I would much rather talk to you in privately or individually about it at some point. So,
Yeah,
like, I
that's
would
fine.
definitely want to do that. But aside from that, really all I could just say is that just don't let people's negative thoughts or impressions about you get into your head, especially if they're false. Because, like, at the
Yeah,
end of the day, you know who your real friends are. Your real community that will support you, know you for who you are, that also wants you to make change for the better too. Like whether it's
yeah,
some things you're currently struggling with right now, I would definitely suggest taking the time, like take like a little detox off YouTube or like the online social media sphere and try to like collect your thoughts into one thing and decide like what do I need to do to like improve on those things that I'm struggling on, and maybe then you would be able to come back and not have those things weigh you down, if anything.
yeah. Like, in general, when it comes to, whatever, people saying shit about me, it's very difficult to not engage because it's like, okay, if people say shit about me, right, uh, and it's not true, or they're stretching the truth, or they're omitting important context, right? Whatever it may be, it's difficult for me to not just, publicly go out there and be mad about it and correct them, right? That's like my natural inclination. It's like, well, they said something that's wrong. They said a wrong thing, so now I need to correct it almost, right? I think it's like
Hmm.
there's this part of me that's like, it's like I just feel the need to engage with it, right? It's like, okay,
Right.
well, if people get the wrong idea and they think things that aren't true about me are true, then it's like, okay, well, that's gonna hurt me in terms of my potential to have a career on YouTube in the future. I don't want that, right? It's going to people are gonna hate me for invalid reasons, right?
Yeah, I mean, that definitely is a super messy situation. Like, I completely understand where you're coming from and what you mean. And like, I really do can relate to that in some way or form. But like, I feel like taking that break would also help you come up
Oh yeah,
with
I
strategies with like how
I
to
agree.
counteract those claims, but
Uh,
also like with your friends and your close support, like they're also able to provide you that advice, but also back you up in any false claims that may be said about you. Because like I'm pretty sure your like IRL friends, online friends, even your fans on your YouTube channel right now would probably be very supportive by saying, "Hey, this isn't true. Femyoz isn't like this, or this is all fake claims about him." You know?
yeah. Yeah, I 100% agree, especially with the taking a break thing. In fact, I didn't stream longer than I normally don't stream for. Uh, one, because I needed a break, and two, because it's like, yeah, if I'm gonna do this stream, where I address shit, I better have, like, thought about it at least to some extent, right? I don't want to just do something rash. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So that's, yeah, like, for me, I think because I've already sort of taken a break. I've come back to, do one last stream like this, and then I'm just gonna be done with it, right? In fact,
Hmm.
the few times where I was engaging with it, I guess during my break, quote unquote, sometimes I have to indulge. I can't lie, but I was doing it less. But when I was doing it, I was taking the approach of either ignore it or make a joke. Okay, if you can't make this funny, then don't. It's not worth it. All right, if you can't make this something entertaining in a way that's to your advantage, don't do it. Right? That was my mindset. So unless I can say something funny, don't say anything. If you don't, I know there's the phrase, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it. I like the phrase, if you don't have anything funny to say, don't say it, a lot better. I think it's a great
Right.
attitude to have.
Yeah. Like
Um, and and that's sort of where I'm probably gonna take this channel. That doesn't mean I'm gonna stop doing debates necessarily or never talk about anything in a serious manner. It's just whatever. If when it comes to YouTube drama, I'm not gonna take it seriously.
Right, and like as you should too, because at the end of the day, it's all YouTube, and like people will have their thoughts and stuff, and you don't want that to weigh down on you in a detrimental way. And if
Yeah.
anything, like all the stuff we discussed, like those are definitely good things to follow too. And I'm sure that you will be able to improve on the things that you're struggling on, and that you will be able to come back and be able to have like a more healthier like interaction with people on YouTube, but also like that fan base of yours will be able to see that you have grown and improved as a person to be able to like make new content, even where it isn't like solely like having conversations like reactionary streamers that want you to rage, you know?
Yeah. I think I think if I focus my content more on being entertaining rather than on me having correct arguments, I think that that'll like, cause I mean, sure, it's important to have correct arguments in a debate or whatever, right? But that's not that like
Hmm.
whether or not you know whether or not I'm successful is not contingent upon how logical my arguments are. I mean, sure, that's part of it if I do debate, but I don't just want to do debate. Like I want to do personality based shit. Like when I try to be, I can be charismatic, right? I mean, hell, I I mean I've done some yeah. You cannot be friends with a wait, what? Sorry, I was reading chat. Politics have nothing to do with an angry friend. I disagree with the notion that politics don't have anything to do with making friends, right? For instance, well, I mean, sure, you can make friends, quote unquote, with anyone of any political position, right? But if, let's say, I were to befriend someone who do I disagree with the most? I don't know, probably a Nazi, right? It would probably be in an attempt to change their mind about some stuff, right? Because if they're isolated, right, and nobody talks to them or is kind to them, why would they ever want to change? It wouldn't matter. They'd have no reason to, right? But if I'm kind to somebody and take the time of day to whatever respectfully discuss these things, and they're chill with me or whatever, then ultimately they can change, right? That's something I believe
Yeah,
in,
like
but
everyone has the potential to change, but it's also up to that person to make those steps
oh,
towards
for
changing.
sure.
Because, like, not everyone just automatically changes one day, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like as long as they're making the steps, I think that's one of the main things that matters to me. So maybe somebody starts out with no morals, but I'd still be willing to be friends with them if they're nice to me, right? Maybe I can help them. I don't know. I don't like saying this because it sounds pretentious, but helping them be better people. Like I know that sounds like kind of cringe, but like you get what I mean, right?
Yeah, and like they could in return help you also in becoming a better person too. It's like everyone has that potential to become better versions of their past selves. So like,
Mm-hmm.
no, I totally get that. Yeah, it's a really good way of looking at things too, for sure.
Because I'm the kind of person where I'm great at giving people advice. I'm good at teaching people stuff if I want to, right? But I'm not good at, I don't know, offering that same level of, I don't know what I would call it. That same level of, not
Like
psychological analysis, but that same level of,
advice, feedback,
yeah, I can't,
thoughts. Yeah.
it's like I give really good advice, but I never follow it. It's like it's the same as when somebody that's whatever smokes 24/7 tells somebody don't smoke ever. Don't even do one, right? As they're smoking their cigarette. Sure, you could argue, well, they're being hypocritical. If they don't want other people to smoke, then they shouldn't be. But the reason they're doing that is because they don't want that person to become like them. They don't want
Hmm.
somebody to have to deal with the same shit, right? So it's not actually a hypocrisy, right? They know what they're doing is bad for them, but they do it anyway because they're addicted, right? So I don't know. I see it as like kind of a similar thing to that, where it's like I can give great advice, you know.
Right.
I just don't follow it, you know, which is unfortunate, but I'll get there one day, maybe. I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah, I hope you will soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like at the end of the day, do take that break. Try to connect with your IRL friends more, like Jalen and all your other online community too. And just, I would definitely recommend taking that detox and just surrounding yourself with people that want to help you improve and like where you're also like taking their advice too and not having like a negative circle around you, you know, or like they're just trying to get you to become this like lol cow on the internet.
No, I agree. I absolutely agree. I think that generally, yeah, it's like I'm also somebody that's like, if I'm gonna be honest, like, I'm starting to notice that maybe I am too hard on myself sometimes. Because that's what I've had therapists tell me if I even fully open up to them. I don't know why. I feel like sometimes I'm more open about where I am on a public platform on YouTube where I'm in front of an
Yeah,
audience. But then
that's
it's like
not the best, right?
but then when I'm in a therapy session, it's very difficult for me to open up about my problems, and I don't know why. I it's like when it's one-on-one, it's different. You see a person in front of you, right? Whereas it's like, okay, I know people are watching this, right? But it's like I don't physically see people present in the room with me, right? So it's different. It's a weird
Hmm.
phenomenon where I just I don't know. I suck at talking to people individually about this kind of stuff, to be
Yeah, that's
frank.
totally normal too. Like that's like a totally normal um, feeling to have, and like I feel like it's also because you're like used to like streaming a lot. Where like this is the area you're a lot more comfortable to like vent your feelings or express your frustrations. Whereas with like a therapist, like how you mentioned, it's still a bit alien in concept for you since
See,
you're like so used to talking to a large group of people than just one individual
um,
person.
no, it's not just that. I've been doing therapy shit for a while, right? I've
Hmm.
seen a lot of therapists. It's more along the lines of just, I guess, I don't know. I think it has more to do with physically seeing somebody present makes it a lot more difficult for some reason. I don't know. In general, I've also found myself to be a lot better at saying things while public speaking than talking one on one. A lot of the time. It
Hmm.
depends on what I'm talking about, but I feel like I'm way more confident if I'm like in front of an audience for whatever fucking reason. I don't know. It's like my brain is broken or something. I mean, I'm not complaining, you know. Being a public figure is fun and all, but I don't know. I just think I've always been kind of weird like that.
Right. Yeah, like that's totally a normal human reaction to have. And like at the end of the day still I feel like just take those things we discussed and like try to see if any of that would help you in your journey, if anything, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree. Um, and frankly, I think that the more I talk about myself or about drama involving me, like the worse that is, right? I'm only doing this because if people continue asking me about drama, I can just be like, why don't you watch this 3 hour long live stream VOD, and then you can find out what my response is. You
Hmm.
know, it's like it's because most of those people aren't gonna care. Like I, but the ones that do genuinely care are gonna watch it, and they're gonna be like, oh, okay, that's what happened, not anything else.
Right. Yeah,
But
for sure.
anyways, I'm probably gonna wrap up stream and end it soon. Is there anything else you wanted to say?
Nothing else,
Oh,
no.
shit,
But
my
if I
headphones are
do
off.
have any
Um,
questions or like,
I don't know why
if
my okay, well, my headphones don't work. Just say something in my chat. I don't know what the fuck you're saying right now because the
okay, give
audio's
me
not working.
1 second. Let me write this in the VC real quick, okay? Okay.
I'm sure they said I saw the green
And
rectangle. I'm sure they said something very good. Thank you for coming
this.
on.
Femyoz.
Yeah. Can you see this at Femyoz? Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. Anyways. Femboys are the best religion. True. Hold on. Show chat. Okay, you're typing. Here, I'm gonna move you to audience. You can still type. Yeah. Anyways, oh my god. Camera lag be like, bruh. Femyoz is the cutest femboy. Aw, well, thank you. I try my best. If you do have any questions, I'll definitely contact you privately. I sent you a friend request. Also, make sure to do, yeah. Alright, yeah, let me add you. I could have sworn I had you added. Maybe I didn't. I don't remember. I thought I did. Anyways. So yeah, I think that sort of wraps everything. My hair feels weird today. I don't know why. Huh. Not necessarily in a bad way. It's just, huh. Okay. Well, no. Oh my god. I'm not. I think I've said just about everything that needs to be said. So I'm probably not going to invite anybody else to join. I think that everything, like, if you want to hear about whatever YouTube drama it is involving me, I've probably talked about it earlier in the VOD, if I'm gonna be honest. Alright, I'm not gonna talk about this shit more than I have to. Right? I don't think it's worthwhile. I promise I won't take... Okay, fine, last one. Last one. Alright, you have 15 seconds to make your case as soon as I invite you, okay? Alright. And then I'm gonna... Alright, wait, no, because my audio doesn't work. Never mind. Because I won't be able to hear you. Because voice meter is fucked. Yeah, so never mind. Well, that works perfectly. I'm not gonna restart voice meter for, what, a 30-second conversation? Seems like a waste of time. Religious people are only cool if they don't shove it in your face. Yeah, I tend to agree. I want to hear delusions about. Yeah, I mean, you're on the edge of having very bad optics right now, Jalen. If I'm gonna be totally honest. Told a religious person in school I was bi before I told my parents, and they were really nice to me. Yeah, I think that, yeah, judging on it on a case-by-case basis is valuable, right? Proof God isn't... Oh, you're trolling, okay. Some religions are good. I don't think any religion... I don't think religion in of itself is good. Or maybe not even bad, right? I think that the way religion is used, the ideas it mainly is used to promote, are what determines whether or not it's good or bad, right? So, for instance, I mean, sure, there's bad stuff in the Bible, right? But being a Christian, you know, as a concept, doesn't necessarily mean you follow the Bible, right? It's sort of this vague, ambiguous term of a set of things that you probably sort of believe. Like, you really just have to believe in God to call yourself a Christian, basically. So, like, there are people that consider themselves Christians that don't even go to church, right? never touched a Bible. What determines whether or not something is good or bad is not a belief system in of itself. It's the actions of the individual. The only instance in which a belief system is going to be something that I consider to be good or bad is if that belief system has a good or a bad impact on whoever's actions it may be, right? So intentions in of themselves are not really things that I judge morally, right? Isolated in a vacuum, I don't think that they matter, right? But they are oftentimes predictors for future actions, right? You know that if somebody intends on committing murder, chances are that they might actually commit murder if that's their intentions, right? But you wouldn't be preventing them from having those intentions, right? Or that, yeah, if you want to, like, prevent people from getting murdered, you're not just, I mean, sure, you can try and change their mind, but the thing you actually want to prevent is the action of murder, right? Now, if changing their intentions prevents it, good, but your goal there is to prevent the action, right? I don't believe in God, but being addicted to people who do is wrong. I think it depends on who, right? So, like, if somebody uses religion as an argument about why LGBT is bad, then I'm just gonna shit on them. I don't care. I'll shit on them. I'll shit on their faith, etc. I'll just clown on them. I hold no restraint. Maybe I should hold a little bit of restraint. I don't know. What do you got? Forward, I'm not taking shit from them. A week ago, I saw some cultists trying to push Christianity on the guys' mental health treatment, and I told them to fuck off. Well, yeah, I think that's fine. If they're pushing it, then I don't see an issue with that. If they're, like, being forceful. How did your weekend go, Femyoz? It was alright. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, in summary, I don't know. I say this, but then 2 days later, it might, I don't fucking know. But at least as of right now, I don't intend on for a while, debating people. Probably for, like, at least a week. And then when I do, I'm not debating YouTube drama anymore. It's redundant. It's pointless. It's just, like, people don't even, like, nobody ever has, like, an actual argument against me. It doesn't even mean that I'm in the right, you know, depending on the situation. It just means that they don't have an argument. You know, they just say the same thing. And then I make a counter-argument that dismantles it. But then they can't make a counter-argument in response, so then they pivot. They gish gallop. They go around, and they're like, what if I just brought up this other random point? And then I disprove them. And then they go back to the first point, restate the proposition, as if I hadn't already disproven it. As if every single time, I fucking kid you not, every single time this happens, they act like they're saying the original proposition for the first time. As if it's new, as if they haven't already said it. I don't know if this is intentional or not, but I think it's really funny. Oh shit, I'm still on the live stage. I don't know. Restart audio driver. No, I'm too lazy. I'm gonna leave the stage. Or, yeah. Right. Do whatever you want in there, I guess. Oh well. But yeah, the main reason yeah. Oh man, we got very sidetracked. That was interesting. But yeah, I don't... What do you guys think of when you're femboy? I think of neo-Nazis wearing feminine clothes. Jesus Christ. The fact that actually is kind of a thing is scary. I don't like that that's a thing, but then there's also a part of me that's like, I can fix him. You know, which is not true. I probably can't, but maybe I can. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna give myself the benefit of the doubt and say I can. Yeah, that's right. I can fix them. I can fix them. I'll fix them all. Every single one of them. Femyoz, you can't fix it. What do you mean by fix? Like, what would I be fixing? Because she seems to do a better job, just in general. I think that the main thing she needs to do, she needs to stop joining VCs. Especially if she's unprepared. Or if she does join a VC, what she needs to do is she needs to establish some sort of boundary. Where it's basically just, okay, if we're in a VC, it has to be one-on-one. You can't just... Okay, alright, so if, like, Acheeto wants to VC with her, you know, he can't just invite augierfc within the first 2 minutes, okay? He can't do that. Or she leaves the call. Now, I don't have the privilege of being able to do that, right? It's like, okay, whatever, just leave the call then. You know, you're not that relevant anyway. But if it's Jalen, it's like, oh, then it's like, oh, shit. Well, it's better if she's in the call individually than if it's just me and Augie in the call without Jalen, right? So I think that's something to think about. I think that this goes for anyone that invites you to a call. Just say, okay, if you're gonna call me, it has to be one-on-one. If you're even willing, and you have to be in the mood to join a call, or like whatever, and preferably prepared for whatever they're gonna talk about. If they're a normal person, and not insane, I'm okay with it. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, is Lerix a normal person? Not so sure about that one. What I will say is, yeah, no, most of the people that, like, I would not say that mrow or, fucking, what's their name? What's their face? Lerix, or, who else is especially, like, as terminally online as me, basically? Well, I guess Lerix isn't terminally online, he's just weird. I don't know. I think that most of the people that hate you are pretty insane. I can fix neo-Nazi femboys with my gawk. Real. Yeah, that's like, yeah, I wanna, every time I see either a trans fem Nazi, or a femboy Nazi, the first thought is, how can I fix them? What can I say to make them not believe these things? It's like, yeah, I can fix her. I can fix her. I swear, I can fix her. I believe me. I totally can. I can definitely do it, guys. Yeah. Yeah. Fix them equals fuck them stupid. Well, I wouldn't be doing... I don't know if I'd be able to fuck them stupid and submissive. I mean, if that's what it takes to deconvert them, then maybe. If I pretend to be dominant, will that make them more likely to convert to leftism? Femyoz, you need to fix yourself before fixing somebody else. This is not true. This is not true. I'm better at fixing other people than fixing myself, okay? Alright? I give great advice, alright? And then once those people are fixed, they can give me advice that probably won't work, but maybe it will sometimes, occasionally, but I'm a lot more stubborn, so, yeah. I was like saying, what about the good slavery is not, yeah. I don't know. Well, that's the thing. Okay, so, Jalen, the symmetry breaker here, and this is why it would be really easy to argue against you, even if it's articulated a little bit differently. Reason this doesn't work, you know, comparing religion to slavery, is because religion is a belief, right? It's something you believe, right? Whereas slavery is a system that exists. It it is something material, right? Religion is not necessarily material, right? Now, there are religious people that do things materially based on their religion. Sometimes that can be bad, right? But those are actions, not religion. Now, religion can cause bad actions from some people, right? Depending on what sector it is, right? Not all, I don't know. I mean, generally speaking, it tends to be, they also crash planes into buildings. Yeah. I will say that in general, I think religion is probably worse than no religion, but I don't think it makes that big of a difference. Well, I mean, it makes a difference, right? But I don't think that being religious in of itself is necessarily the problem, right? Again, I look at it from, I guess, more of like an act utilitarian, judge it on a case-by-case basis in terms of the morality kind of way, right? I don't like to generalize, be like, yeah, fuck Christians, I hate them all. Unless I'm making a joke, right? Like, it's not just optics, I just don't like making those generalizations. The average Christian is okay, Acheeto is below average. Or above average if you're talking about the insanity meter. But I feel like that goes for every YouTuber. I don't think insanity is a good measurement, right? I think if it was, then you and I would be fucked. Like, big time. I mean, we already kind of are to an extent. I don't know. Neither of us have great reputations. Acheeto is a loser, he can't Riz to save his life. True. Yeah, that's... Maybe I should have focused on that. His lack of Riz, you know? Rather than talking about serious issues that he obviously isn't willing to engage with. Like, if he dodges bunk, like, why the fuck would he ever engage with any of my arguments, like, in good faith, right? Or seriously, or at all, for that matter. It's like if I make a nuanced argument, he'll just be like, no, that's boring. You can't say that because that's boring. It's bad content. It's like, no, you just don't like the argument because you don't know how to argue against it. You know? Rate my Riz a billion trillion out of 10. That's right. Hey Femyoz, I was gonna ask you if it'd be okay if I made a video giving you advice. No jabs. Yeah, of course. Go for it. I was gonna ask you some questions. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, after this stream, I don't really want to talk about it. It's like I've already talked about it. I don't want to do it anymore. I've already said stuff. I've said words. I've said a lot of words. They're a bunch indeed. Like a lot. Like many. Very many, a lot. Cheeto's a dumbass, but Jalen makes him look like Nikola fucking Tesla, Mal. Not necessarily. I do think that Jalen's optics are pretty bad in debate specifically, right? I think she has like a different problem. I mean, sure, it's a similar problem, but I think it's a little bit different, right? Like when it comes to debate, as long as I'm not like emotional, I'm really good at appealing to rationality, making logical arguments where the other person looks bad if they either ignore them or try arguing against them. It's a lose-lose for them because I have the correct position and I'm better at arguing, right? My main thing is, okay, but then when we're talking about YouTube drama involving me, then it all goes to shit. It all goes to shit. You know. But, yeah. I like to say what I think and not hold... Yeah, but you can say what you think, but frame it differently, right? Or if you do... See, you have... I think I've said this before, but you have a similar... Like, you can be criticized for something similar to what I've criticized Poncho for. Except I don't think it's as bad with you. But you make a lot of bold claims but you don't explain how you got there, and that's the problem. And frankly, I think it's better if you explain how you get there before you even make the claims, right? So they come to the conclusion with you, right? So for instance, I saw you debate, was it Lerix and Acheeto? Yeah, that I watched that, and I noticed that, okay, like for instance, when you were talking about, okay, this stems from an anti-Semitic conspiracy, right? Okay, I agree with you, but they haven't gotten there yet. From their perspective, it's like, okay, you're fucking insane. You're batshit crazy. What are you talking about? I didn't even mention the Jews, right? Because and this isn't just them grifting. Like, they genuinely don't know. they genuinely don't know where all that shit originates from, right? And they can just make the argument of, well, even if that is where that originated from, it still has nothing to do with our points, right? We can believe that this is the case without JQing, right? And there's truth to that, right? They can. They're still wrong, right? But it's like, it felt like, at least from an outside perspective, you were criticizing a position that they weren't arguing. You were, oh my god, my camera is very good today. Oh wow, look at the amazing FPS. That's right, everybody. That's, yeah, this is awesome. The media making people trans is obviously okay, but no, well, no, I would say it's more transphobic than anything else, right? It's not. See, that's the thing. Is indirectly, yes, but they don't. You can't just say, well, it's a dog whistle, right? They don't know it's a dog whistle. And you can't assert it, even though I agree with you that is where it comes from. They don't know that. Like, they are victims of that style of propaganda. Even if they're not the best people, they're still victims, right? You can be a victim and, kind of a shitty person, right? Like, those aren't mutually exclusive, right? So from their perspective, it's like, they're not thinking about Jewish people. This has nothing to do. They're thinking, okay, well, what gets pushed in the media? Well, the left wing media is saying this, and this is bad. They shouldn't say that, right? They're not thinking the Jewish media. That doesn't even occur to them because they don't understand the dog whistle. So in a sense, it's not even applicable, right? Because that's not the information they're trying to communicate. They're not trying to dog whistle. I think that's an example of, okay, you're acting as if they did dog whistle, but they didn't. And even if they did, their audience isn't going to know that. Like, even if they were deliberately dog whistling to a JQ, to the Jewish question, it would still not be useful to point that out without first making an argument for why that's the case. Now, I don't think it was a relevant point, frankly. I mean, it's true, I don't disagree, but I don't think it was relevant to what they were arguing, is what I mean. So it made you look bad. It made it harder to listen to what you were saying, because most of the people that are whatever, center right, that just watch commentary videos are teenagers that don't know how politics work, right? And you would have to, if you want to have like an impact and teach people about these things, that's good, but that's not the time or the place. You would want to do it like in your own content, not in that kind of environment, right? Where you're being put on the spot. I mean, I have a bit of Jewish in my DNA, but no, I'm American. All conservative ideology is built. I mean, yes and no. I think it's also built off of some religious fundamentalism too, right? Those are, but again, I think regardless of what it's built off of, it in of itself, no matter what the building blocks are, right? And whether or not the people that spout whatever rhetoric it may be are aware of what those building blocks are, regardless, it's bad, right? Take, anti-Semitism out of the equation. Let's say World War II never happened. Well, then what would you argue, right? Because again, you have you have insight on why certain things are used as rhetoric. You know what some of the conservative dog whistles are. You have that information, but you don't remember the specific details of how you got there. And if you can't remember those specific details, you can't bring it up in an argument, but then not explain yourself, right? You can't do that. You look bad. This is what I mean when I say that, okay, we should probably, like, do optics checks on each other, right? Because there are things like that I see where it's like, oh my fucking god, why would you say that? This just, it makes you look bad. It makes your argument look weak, right? Part of an argument, whether you like it or not, is looking good, you know? It sucks, but it's true. That's one of the most important factors in convincing people. Like, if you appear to be insane, even if it's based on, false pretenses, which in this case it kind of is, they're just gonna write off any argument you make afterwards as insane. Well, it's an argument being made by the insane person. Why would I listen to them? It's like they believe all sorts of wacky shit, you know? Yes, that's a good idea. Yeah. And again, this is why I thrive in, like... Now, this is something that's interesting. Is... When they invite you on, they want to debate you on substance. Because they know that you will make certain claims without necessarily justifying them or explaining yourself. So they want to argue substance with you. But when it's me, it's the opposite. They want to talk about YouTube drama. You know, they don't... If I make arguments, they're like, that are actually good, they're like, what the fuck is this? This is boring. This is... You're the walking embodiment of the nerd emoji. I just don't care. They're literally... one of their main counter arguments is just, I don't care. It's like, well, you do care. Because you talk about these things all of the time. You just don't want to talk about it with me because I have a lot of knowledge on the subject. More so than you, right? But when it's with you, Jalen, they know that it's easy to get you to say things that sound bad, regardless of their validity, right? So if you say something that sounds bad, that sounds insane or whatever, even though you're correct, they're gonna fucking harp on that shit till the day you die, right? And that's what they did, right? They'll find one thing you say that sounds bad, they're not hear you out or anything, and then they harp on it for the rest of the debate, right? They just bring up random things I'm not prepared. Well, yeah, that is one of their strategies, right? That is one of their... Because if you were prepared, then, you know. So that's why it's important to be good on the spot. I was good... Again, remember that, like, the 6v2 debate we did on the... I think it was Acheeto and tomdark streaming it. We did that debate. And also Augie was streaming it. And then there were some other commentary people. It was like a 6v2 versus us. Remember how I sort of engaged with that? And how let's be real. You know, I won that. By quite a bit. Considering the fact that we were at a huge disadvantage. And you're not particularly experienced at debate, no offense, right? So I was the one that made, like, primarily... I mean, you made some good arguments too, right? We were sort of, like, building off of each other a lot of the time, right? But, like, I had to, that single-handedly, I guess, make my arguments look good, and Acheeto's arguments look bad, while being correct, while getting dogpiled in a 6v2, while being in front of an audience that hates me, or has at the very least some sort of predisposition against me, right? And I still won that discussion. There's a reason for it. Is because it's not just that I made good arguments. It's not just that I was correct. Being correct is not enough in a debate. It's that I was not only being rational and correct, but I also made sure, like I was damn sure every time I spoke that I sounded calm, reasonable, and most importantly, rational. Everything I said, was not only logical, but it also had to sound logical, right? So there might be correct things I could have said that maybe had a little bit more, like, oomph to it, you know what I mean? But it wouldn't matter because I would come across as insane, as making such strong but baseless assertions, right? And I didn't want to come across that way, right? So instead of that, I took a different approach. Not only did I make logical arguments, I heavily emphasized, at least internally, having the aesthetic of being rational, of being reasonable, of thinking these things through, because at the end of the day, those are all accurate descriptions of me. When it comes to trans stuff especially, I do think about it rationally. I do make logical arguments, and my positions are correct, right? All of those are true. So why not make that part of the aesthetic as well? It doesn't hurt, and it makes people more likely to listen to me, right? Now, some people have told me that, or I guess, yeah, some people have told me that, like, whatever, wait, hold on. Oh, you're talking to somebody in chat. EDP met with multiple... Yeah, fuck EDP. Fuck him. Not literally. Especially not if you're a minor. He's gonna be after you. He's gonna go after you. You don't want that, do you? Anyways, yeah, oh my god, are we seriously people in chat are bringing up the natty stuff. Color me shocked. Yeah, no, I'm not talking about natty stuff anymore. I don't care. I want nothing to do with that. Fuck this. It's like, I've just decided, fuck this, I'm out. I'm not doing this shit. And then there's also stuff behind the scenes that people have said, and it's like, okay, that gets me to question stuff. And it's like, am I being manipulated? I don't know. In terms of the way I describe her, I'm not going to say she is, because that's uncharitable. That wouldn't be fair of me. What is fair is for me to be like, okay, I'm just not going to talk about this. How about I just don't engage with retarded drama? Oh my god. Yeah, oh, great idea, Biggie B in chat. Why don't I talk about something that I literally talked about for like an hour in this very stream already? Let me just repeat myself. That's uncharitable. Wait, what? Wait, what's uncharitable? Wait, what did I say that was uncharitable? I'm just confused about how can rationality be the aesthetic of rationality? So what I mean by that, not only are you being rational, but you are also portraying yourself as such, right? So proof and persuasion are not the same thing. You can be persuaded by something that's incorrect, right? And you can see proof of something being correct, but not persuaded, right? This is a classic example of there being sort of like a disconnect at times, right? This is why people, I mean, this is how you get fucking flat earthers, right? They're presented with proof that the earth is not flat, but they're not persuaded by it. That's the categorical distinction, right? So when it comes to your aesthetic in a debate, the way in which you conduct yourself, right? You could have the most logical positions and arguments, and you could have thought about them a shit ton and even done a fuck ton of research. But if you're screaming at the top of your lungs right off the bat at the other person, right? And they're being calm, people are going to see you as insane and them as the calm one, right? They're the one that's calm and collected, so they must be thinking more logically, right? Because angry people don't usually think very logically, right? Regardless of how logical the arguments of the angry person are, it doesn't matter if people aren't willing to even consider them as a possibility. So that's why you not only have to make logical arguments, but you have to appear to be logical, because that's what your arguments are, right? So why wouldn't you want to appear that way, right? Sometimes there is a disconnect, and usually that's bad. Also, is my cat trying to get in? Hold on, 1 second. That would be a yes. Anyways. Now he's a weirdo who should get off the internet and get help. Not a PDF file, just a weird DJ. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. It doesn't even mean she's, like, necessarily a good person either. It just means that, you know, don't label somebody as something when there's not proof for it, and it's as, like, a label as strong as that, maybe, potentially. I don't know, I'm just saying. Right? It's like people will constantly say that, and it's like, I don't want to defend Natty. I've already done that, like, a shit ton. It hasn't been fun for me. You know. It's like, okay, yeah, they do weird shit a lot, or they did. I don't have proof of anything recent. I've heard about shit, but I don't know if it's valid or not. I'm not just gonna assume it is. What? Oh, at first I thought you said Natty asked for noodles. Wait, you know she didn't know the age of the person, right? Or at least there's not proof that she did, right? Literally, like, again, it's not strong enough evidence, right? Now, you can say, oh, she's a fucking idiot. I agree. You can say she's a degen weirdo. I agree with that as well. You can say she's kind of, you know, fucked in the head, a little bit loony, you know? You could say those things, and you're not necessarily wrong. But don't label somebody as a PDF file unless you have some really strong fucking evidence, right? Again, it's not... I'm not sitting here and saying Natty is this great, flawless, amazing, perfect person. That's not my position by any means, right? I think she's very mentally ill and needs help. I think she should get off the internet, right? It seems like she's doing that, from what I can tell, at least. But she's not attracted to children, so how the fuck would she be a PDF file? Like, if she doesn't know that the person... Like, again, this happened years ago. She was, like, either 17 or barely 18, right? Probably not much, if any, experience with that kind of shit. I could see why that would happen. That doesn't mean it's good. It just means that, yeah, that is why it happened. Who the fuck... Yeah. Like, fuck, I mean... I've had people that are adults, at least as far as I'm aware, you know, talk sexually with me without, you know, I'm like, okay, first of all, how old are you? That's the first thing I ask. And if they say that they're an adult, I usually believe them, right? If they act like an adult and they say they're an adult and then they send a picture of themselves and they look like an adult, I'm gonna assume that they are one, right? Because come on. It's obvious, right? It's usually pretty obvious. If you're paying attention, at least. If you ask the right questions, that is. So, there's that. There's also, but, like, again, I never did any, like, I've done degen shit as, like, a 17, 18-year-old. I'm 19 now. I avoid it now. But it's like, whatever. I would do degen shit with people my age, but... I mean, once I was 18, once I turned 18, I'm like, okay, this is something I really need to pay attention to. So I did. I'm like, okay, if I ever do anything, or say anything in SFW to or with somebody, I better know for a fact how old they are. Anyways, I think that's going to do it for today's live stream. We've gotten very sidetracked. I'm sure I'll add timestamps at some point. Hopefully I remember. Might be a while. I don't know. I might not watch the entire VOD right away when I'm done. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. I don't know. I might not. I just need a break. Oh my god, you were... What do you want, Reese? What do you want? You want attention? Yeah, I know. You are such an attention whore. Here. Like attention so much. Here, why don't you... Oh no, my thing is not working. This is the worst... I'm sorry, Reese. My camera's lagging. God damn it. Alright, I'll put you down. Oh, wait. Is it? Wait, what the fuck? Alright, sorry. Alright. Here you go. Alright, be free. What the oh, fucking hell. Oh, now the camera stops lagging. As soon as I'm not picking her. Oh my fucking god. Fucking hell. Anyways, yeah, no, that's gonna wrap it up for today. If you enjoyed, be sure to let me know by leaving a like, comment, subscribe, blah, 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 whatever the fuck. So yeah, smash like if you haven't already. People ask you about Femyoz drama, just cite this stream as your source, I guess. It's like, instead of wasting time arguing with them, just be like, oh yeah, Femyoz did like a stream talking about all this shit. So if you actually care, go watch it. You know, if you can't sit through a stream, then fuck off. You know what I mean? Because if you at that point they're not willing to listen, right? But if they're willing to watch the stream, then maybe they are willing to listen. Anyways, goodbye everybody. I hope you all enjoyed. Wow, that was a fucking roller coaster. Holy shit. That was something else. This is bad for me. So that's why this is the last time, and I mean this, the last time I'm doing one of these streams, okay? No more mentally ill stuff, okay? No more mental illness on public display, probably. I know the word probably kind of, well, you get the point, but yeah, I'll try to avoid it, okay? As best as I can. And yeah, no more schizo posting, no more engaging with dumb shit. So yeah, that'll do it for today. Good. Oh my god, my camera's so laggy. Goodbye. This is the laggiest hand wave I've ever done. Ooh, it's blurry. You like how blurry it is? Okay, I'm saying dumb shit. Alright. Seriously, yeah, okay. I'm sorry. Okay, like, seriously, for real? Goodbye. Like, actually this time. Oh, wait, it's behind. Sorry. I was waiting to see the visual cue.